Let's find this on here. So if you guys are on this, you can enter this now if you'd like. This 1 minute might hook back a little bit, but I'm going to enter it now with a 10 pip stop. Ready to this last high. And I'm going to throw my stop loss at 91,558. 91,558. Quantify.
Oh boy. So I asked this guy if I could stream his stuff, and he did.
It has this nice quarter theory level right here. Also has a perfect touch to this harmonic. So I'm liking it. Definitely liking that little setup right there. Has a nice little push downwards, right? It broke this hull. Hull started to flip. Starting to get this downward momentum. Right? Looks good to me. What I'm going to do is move this chart over here. I'm going to look at a take profit right around this level, right before anything happens here.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked this guy if I could stream his stuff, and he didn't answer me, so I take that as a yes. I think we're on the 5 minute chart.
Boom. So now we got an alert. We're going to go check out some other charts as well while we're waiting for that. Now that we have that set, guys, and if you guys haven't really gone through like the basics and stuff, you should be demoing. If you're on a live account or a demo, doesn't really matter. You guys should never be risking more than 2% of your account. So that means for every 10 pips is 2% for this trade. And that's what we're looking at. The next thing, though, I'm actually going to go pull up this because I don't like to just sit there and watch my charts because there's probably more money to be made.
Fifteen minute chart.
I'm going to scan back out to the hour, and we're going to go check out some different pairs.
Brace yourself. Put on your Gartley hat. Put on your cipher gear.
GBP, NZD, Euro GBP.
Get your tinfoil out.
Take profit 2, by the way, guys, is on harmonic scans is the 618 retracement, which is like the holy grail of numbers, I guess, if you will. You know, if you want to try to like go on YouTube and type in Fibonacci, and it's way deeper than trading, way deeper. So I'm not going to go. I could probably sit here and explain it for like hours on end, but I won't. I won't confuse you with all that good stuff. All right, Euro GBP on the hour chart. We're already in a GBP pair, so I'm actually not going to trade correlating pairs.
I was like the first guy here to see the broadcast.
You know, setup. I don't like to risk more than 5%. I don't trade correlating pairs, but that's because the amount of capital that we're trading with on the side of the screen. JPY.
We got 16 minutes till stocks open. It's going to be crazy.
I think no, actually, this looks familiar, but I think it's the same pattern on a different pair. All right, so let's go over to ADJPY. We can at least have this marked up for tonight.
Anyways, I'm buying the British pound again on a bounce.
Ooh, and it is at that quarter level.
But yeah, that's too much data for me. That 60-minute chart. I think the only thing that matters is this last top bottom we just got.
This must be
right here.
This must be something I was looking at last night. It's interesting. Okay.
Here's the stop hunt here.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to draw this up. I'm going to pull this up on my other screen behind me so it makes it easier for me to copy and paste. And guys, really trading with like multiple screens is really like if you're going to go full time, I like having multiple screens just because like, and when I say full time too is probably not the right word for it because like I trade an hour and a half a day, but to make things quick and fast, I use multiple screens so I don't have to sit there for hours a day copying and pasting. All right, so this is the scan. We are on the hour chart, ADJPY. Got all that set. All right, and it's this last leg right here. And it's funny, the scanner actually has it like halfway in between these two, but I'm actually going to go to the last high. All right. So I'm going to use that this green candlestick here, this bull candle. Again, XCD. Oh man, that's not looking bad either. Oh man, all right. It's playing at that area. All right, so what I'm going to do with this is I want to know exactly when it touches this. Maybe just a little bit below the line so we have a few seconds. There's always a lag with computers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit alert. I'm going to put sell. Right, just so I know what I'm trying to look at, and then hit create. And we'll see what happens. I mean, this white is definitely pushing up, so we still have a little bit of pushing up to do, but I do see this kind of coming down as a slant, which is on the higher time frame is probably looking more like a hook, which is where this is still coming up, and then you want this to finally hook back, right? All right, so let's go look up some other pairs real quick. And then also really quickly, guys, I'm going to just scan through all the pairs that I have because as you guys can see, I have a long list of pairs, which is great. And that's one of the reasons that I love the Forex market is because there's such a, such a way to diversify. Like, you don't have to like search and search and like try to make an entry happen because you only have like one coin or one thing that you're studying into, like one stock that takes like, a lot of knowledge to like research on those types of things. And of course there's software for everything, but really, this is like go and set alerts which is pretty much what I think of in my mind as like setting traps. And then basically when those traps hit, then I just go to those pairs, and that's it. It's super simple. 80 JPY. Let's see. EST. Ooh, just trying to push back up.
That looks like a pretty feeble entry, don't you think? You gonna sell up there?
See, I think I'm in.
Your take profits are down here.
GBP NZD. Yeah, NZD. We don't want to do too much
He's a bear. He must be a bear. Some people just sell, right? Does he really think that it's going to come up here and then rip down there?
That's fine. We're going to keep scanning through. Let's see. NZD. I've actually seen, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's stocks that have been added to this harmonic scanner, and I've been very curious. I tried to pull one up last night, but it just did this to me.
Oh, my.
So it must be something that they're working on. Yeah. I know that they said that something about Bitcoin might be on this, or coins as well. So it's pretty cool.
Do you think we should tax him?
Just something that I noticed that was new. USD CAD.
The bikini patterns are considered soft porn.
That pair's in a short right now.
That's soft porn right there. You're looking at it.
On the
you know when you see it.
It's very, very low time frame.
Simmer down, buddy. You know when you see it. So this guy's broadcasting this morning. I come across forex search, like the most up-to-date search. So I asked this guy, do you mind if I broadcast your stuff? And he didn't say anything. So I took that as an okay. He didn't read his chat or something. Oh, well. A lot of us don't know. When we're watching the markets, I guess we're just worried about our trading account. Those guys using Gartley's, and he's using two brokers. He's actually inside Oanda, and he's inside of JAFX. But he's using like an online, he's using a Chromebook or something, because it's definitely not MetaTrader. Although this looks like MetaTrader. Here are the time frames. But this looks like the online version of MetaTrader or something. The web version maybe, or Chromebook, or Apple. I have no idea. But yeah, he's trading this shit, man. He's not kidding. And
sometimes I actually have to go through, like, once a week. Probably today I'll end up going through and graying out some of these older.
That's spectacular analysis. Very geometrical. Whatever he's on, I want some. He seemed to get himself a bottle of wine this morning.
Just move this alert up. The alert probably around like 82,521, or
I thought he committed suicide, like that guy that had that hot girlfriend with the big eyebrows, and she said, "Kill yourself," and he's like, "Okay."
Ready for that. Those of you that are in my group that are not just like watching this live on YouTube, you guys will actually get probably signals if anything.
I guess I forced myself into the group. Oops.
Those groups.
I wonder if he's going to sue me for rebroadcasting his live session. I can see the attorneys licking their chops. Oh, if you see these Gartleys, now it does look like Picasso's version of a bikini.
Line.
The fourth dimension's included in that.
There we go.
Dude, you do the best. You give the best Gartley. Is that a cipher or a batwing?
I do believe that was the other pair that we were watching.
My brother gives good Gartley.
But just real quickly, I wanted to scan through here. Looks like I'm getting this done a little quicker, too. If you guys noticed, this only took me 23 minutes so far.
Thank God.
Ooh, that's about to hit this alert. NZD CAD. I'm in NZD, though.
I shouldn't make fun. At least he's trying. He's like Ocasio-Cortez. Is this Ortez's brother? At least I'm trying. I'm the boss of this trading account. Shut the fuck up. I shouldn't make fun. We've all been there. So he went short this thing. I don't get it. He's done some wacky ass trades. Uh-oh. I think he just found I'm broadcasting him.
Looks like this might
get the guns out.
Stop me.
This reminds me last when I was watching Samurai Trader trade. That reminds me of the same instance. It's all coming back to me. But this guy's got some gear running. I mean, look at this indicator at the bottom.
It still looks like we have this downward momentum. It hasn't really changed. Just this 1 minute that goes wild, and that's because what you're looking at isn't the RSI. This here that you're looking at is Elliott wave structure on different time frames. So it's multi-time frame analysis.
Ouch.
So we're gonna let it ride.
Won't you let it ride?
If you guys
like
want, you can put a stop profit in. So yeah, I would say probably put a stop profit in right here at break even. It's 191 455, or depending on where you got in, just put it at the break even point.
Is that even a pair? These pounds New Zealand, are these fake pairs? Who's trading New Zealand CAD right now? Jesus, on a 1 minute chart. What's the spread on that?
That's also important too. Once you guys are in profit, make sure that you're putting the stop profits in.
Okay.
Definitely don't want to have risk. Like, the minute you can diminish risk, the more probability you have working in your favor.
You're correct, sir. Let's have this guy manage our accounts. We'll put the trade on, have him manage it. He'll be the stop mover.
I do like this setup.
We need a stop mover.
Just like a little bit more.
You run an ad in Craigslist.
Make sure this alert's still on. I don't
for
see
somebody
the
to move my
alerts.
stops. I trade like a drunken
Just
sailor.
in
I need
case that
somebody to manage
closes
my trade.
out, we can get in the opposite side of this position. But I'm gonna wait though. Good old waiting game.
Anyways. Well, look at that thing pulling back. Jesus. That looks like an opportunity he just passed up. How long do you think that move's going to last? Oof. How can he pass by that? Let's see, this guy put a trade on already. So he did put one trade on, I think. I wish he would trade a little bit more viciously, unless it's real money.
The only thing I'm doing now is just literally skipping through all these pairs, seeing what is hitting force, and if I can see like when it breaks the retest,
put a buy limit right on top
because I can see most of that stuff just by looking.
Sell limits there.
It's pretty clear as day, like with our strategy.
Oh, look at this. Probably gonna clip up into this thing tonight. Euro Swiss. That thing's screaming north. I'd probably sell that up on this top. Anything above that, sell limits all the way to here. Buy limits on the last known candle wick. Walk away, next currency pair. It's pretty much naked trading. He doesn't have any.
All right, so that looks like all the pairs that I have for the morning. And luckily that actually only took 30 minutes, so I've actually been able to get that down. Before it was taking me about an hour to get through all these pairs.
Far out.
But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful morning or night wherever you guys are from in the world. And I'm going to be logging off here live from the New York session. So have a good morning, everybody.
Oh my God, the market's going to open.
I hope to see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded.
Holy shit. It's going to get crazy right now. Oh my God, he's going to leave us hanging? Oh my God. Oh, well, sorry. Man, I wanted to see what he's going to do when the market opened. Oh, bummer. Okay, so I'm buying the British pound here all day long. I got orders in here all week long. Set it and forget it. So that's my trade plan. I guess I could go to the 5-minute chart here. So here's an opportunity I missed. I think I could have pulled the trigger here on this narrow range. But right there, we just made a new high for the day on the pound, waiting for the stocks to open. This looks like it could be a vicious rally. And I just dumped it into the floor of this because I didn't want to push it too hard. So here was my last known low. Well, not technically. It's a swing low. Like this is the last known low, I suppose, that it blew through. Now I'm looking for this to kick back in 40 seconds. So I was all excited about that guy's stream because he's like, in 8 seconds this thing's going to close. And I was like, oh my God, man, jump on that trade. But I got anxiety watching him because I'm like, really? So here's the big kahuna. British pound, stop hunting all the way to, what is that, like last month? The drip down crush into gap open down last night in Sunday session, narrow range. Here comes the breakout traders. And look how they stop hunt these poor guys. You put a buy stop here and a sell stop here, and you're like, you are making so much money ratio wise from your stop. That is the biggest fucking retracement. And once it shears off this rooftop and just keeps cutting, but then it cuts back. And we don't know when that happened because there's not enough data there. The 1 hour chart tells the story of what happened internally there. So yes, it does trap these goobers here. It nicks the top of that wick and does a flyback, a rip back. And here's where we come crushing all the way back to all this, like this nice wedge of this big vapor chemtrail there. And look how it just sweeps that. Makes very quick a business of that area because of the wedge factor of it. Because it goes deeper and deeper in time till we get right to rock bottom prices here all over again out of nowhere when London opens. When this thing, and that's just pure hysteria, but you got to not be looking at the 5-minute chart when you're getting filled on this or you'll shit your pants because it looks like it's going to keep going to hell. Like the 5-minute view of that is this plunge here, right? So this is a 5-minute view. This is vicious. That move here is it clips out this wedge of vacuum. Look how harsh that move is. Now, if your first buy limit starts here, it takes you have to go underwater as you fill up these other tickets, and then it comes ripping back out, and you got to get out in this ledge. And then here comes the part-time sellers 5-minute chart. I rip that back. As you retest the apex of this triangle here on the 5-minute, and you have a top become a bottom in time, you have to babysit these entries if you don't have your order stacked in there already. And here I'm conservatively going to buy at the market, so I'm barely in now. So if this was real money, and I started with 10 grand in this account, and here I'm up $15,000. At this point, you'd have to cut back the size and trade it like very lightly, because if you try to trade it the way you started with 10 grand, you're risking. See, now you're risking 25 grand. If you trade this the way you traded it before, right? So here I could just say, oh, I'm just going to get out of this trade here. I'm just going to get off the table. If that's the case, and I still think it's going up, now I can put a buy limit down here, right? I just took off all that exposure. It'd be very hard to blow up the account from this standpoint, because if the British pound pulls back, or I could put sell limits up here and just grab these off the table, right? Out in front now. Now I can trade super light out in front of the market and really probably not do any damage, Like I could just pepper these almost half a standard lot, a little over half a standard lot. And as we tag into that, you really think it's going to hit these and keep going? Like it's going to hit these and keep going? Oh, good. Pretty hard to blow up the account, and I'm actually going to be long into it. So I'll have a winning hedge locked in, and then I can have the luxury of figuring out how I want to adjust that, or I could put a stop and take profit on it. So I can be long this into that. As soon as we hit this and it pulls back, and I still think it's going up, then I cash out the short, let the long go, and this is how it's like a kind of an options trade. So I would say this is very conservative trading like this. Some guy was saying, oh, you know, good thing your stuff's free. But it, like, if you gave 10 people a half a standard lot to place orders here and just tell them, oh, unlike all the currency pairs, could you just every morning, like that guy said, you only 30 minutes invested into today's session. Yes, you could go around like this and just put in sell limits, you know, and just go to the next currency pair and go, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go here. I'm going to look at the daily, and I go from currency to currency. I think I'll put a buy limit down here in case the euro goes down here, and I'll put a sell limit here right around the round number and just go to the next currency pair. You could do that. So here I'm at $30. It looks like we are gonna. Okay, the sellers have already come in, so I have the option right now to become just take that off the table, or figure, well, this is really going up, and put another buy limit here and expose myself to more. This ends up going underwater, and this becomes the top. We never go any higher, and they start crushing back in. Well, you know, if you only start with 10 grand and you get the account up to 100 grand in 3 weeks, then sure, take out 75 grand and just trade it really lightly, and then just don't trade for another 2 months. You know, if you're used to making, it really depends how much you're willing to risk, I suppose. And of course, if you do accept the $1,000 risk, you put $1,000 in your account, then you just accept $1,000 risk or whatever you can handle. $1,200. That's like $100 a month. But certainly, you know, I could start bringing up these other currency pairs and just throw the same template on there. And I got to turn on the market watch. I was disappointed that guy didn't take off. I wonder if this ever made it down to new lows. Look at this. It's ripping into the, taking out the high. So the dollar's getting crushed here, but not on the weekly. Look at this Australian dollar coming flying back off the bottom. I think a lot of people are cashing out here right now that bought that halt fell in. What else is there? The dollar yen. Dollar's probably killing the yen, I suppose. Oh, not exactly. Not today. But on the weekly, it's doing pretty good, I guess. I figured this is a great place to buy here. Retest to that doji. Anything above that, I'd be selling it for a scalp. Seems pretty easy. So I would just throw the order in, like, I don't even know if I could fill, you know, just like this. Just mark off the area, figure, oh, that's a good place to buy. I mean, he could have done it in 5 minutes. If you're just looking at these charts, it's kind of easy. Like, how can you fuck this up? Okay, sell limit here. And, you know, buy limit here. Next problem. Oh, the old dollar CAD. God forbid. Oh, look at this. Wow. Tempted to put a buy limit here right now. Really getting close to the kill zone. Wow. Look at this thing. Oof. I'm sure we could get filled here somehow. And then sell retest of this doji. So if you're a candlestick trader, it's pretty easy. You figure this is the pivot, the doji. And we all know that's going to be a contention point because it was back here. Doji to doji. They all seem to cluster around here because it's a pivot. And then it's like, oh, well, I think I'll buy here. Probably some goobers got to stop down here. Get to hunt the retail trader. And then put your sell limits above that wick. Okay, let's go to the next currency pair. Hopefully you get filled on something. Let's put a sell limit on the top of that wick. That's the daily Australian dollar. Probably won't get filled till maybe Friday. 3 years from now. On a Friday, they come up there, rallies. Oh, look at that. I would buy it here, no problem. I don't think we blow up the account now. So we could take the account into a... Once we get off the ground, getting off the launch pad is the hardest thing. Once you get your spaceship on the way to the moon. Okay, this is a weekly chart. So I'm going to put a buy limit there. And one right at the edge of last week. And this should be good all year up here. I'm sure there'll be people selling up here at some point. New Zealand dollar, I say put your buy order on the tip of that wick. Back in here should be a good... I'm sure there's a Fibonacci level down here. Besides, you got a doji. I'd stack up a bunch of buy limits based on this doji and sell limits on this doji or this hammer. And the top of every wick. I suppose if you cared, you could come back later and add a stop and take profit of that, but it depends what kind of punishment you're up for. This is the 4-hour CAD, so we could come flying back up in here. This looks like a great place to sell, just beyond the tops. Okay, looks like we're up $120 here. We just got filled on the sell. Now I got to figure, I got to get out of the sell, right? I got to scalp out of that sell. $25. I gotta hurry up and get back. So this is the problem with multiple currency pairs. Now we gotta navigate back to the pound. I fucking deleted the chart. Now I'm on the pound. Okay, so here I gotta go time frame, 30 minutes. So yeah, they're coming after my sell limits there. I scalped that one because I'm kind of afraid they're gonna rip it north really hard. Now I think I'll go flat and put a buy limit here and one here. So if the volatility picks up, I would say cash out of stuff because now they could go ripping all around the place. And now I put another sell limit up here now that I just got out of that ticket. So I put really super deep orders high above. So it's okay to be flat at this point. And of course, if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, you're like, oh, really? You think we're going to come back here? Like that guy was doing in his analysis, which is pretty funny. I thought, oh, I don't have I'm missing hotkeys are not turned on or something. So I can't delete the drawings I did there. It's funny because he was like, oh yeah, we're going to sell here and it's going to come all the way. I'm like, really? Apparently you never looked at, like, look at this thing, really. Now, I do think we could come flying back here. So I make these into scalps now. And just waiting to get filled, I suppose. Oh, broker's not running. There's no data coming in. They're not letting me place any orders. I don't know what just happened there. Okay, it's crazy. Yeah, the wheels are going to come off this British pound. So I am selling up into that. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I will scalp out of this as soon as I get filled. I have a big fear of selling into these psycho retracements. Even though, like this, here's Obviously, we know there's sellers there, but it just it just looks awkward. Like that's why I just went flat, and now I want to buy on pullbacks. So I'm going to come in with buy limits just below current price now. Okay, so it's almost like being in the market now. I'm probably going to get filled. I'd have to say, if I go to the 5 minute, it's like, oh yeah, come on, really? But maybe not. Like I said, this can be vicious. Now these cells look easy to fill now, but I got to have my finger on the exit trigger since I have no predetermined. Another problem here is that since I put buy limits in and sell limits, that the pricing for it flashing up to fill, I have to scroll down to where it's flashing. And when this gets filled, it's going to jump to the top of the rack. It's really hard to keep track of all these scalps. It's harder than it looks to manually. So if they pop it in this thing, as soon as they rip it back, I could put 2 in there, right on this top of this 4 hour, and put 1 in here. Maybe I'll get filled on a couple of these. And now I feel like I want to get long into that on something because I think they're just going to pop that hard, and I got to be able to scalp out as soon as it shows up. At the foregone conclusion, we're gonna rip the face off this thing. Whatever. So stocks have been open for 15 minutes now. Here comes the 15-minute, guys. And obviously we're going to go smashing up into that and fill those cells. It's got to kick back off of that. See, now that's kind of fucked because now we better delete these because now when they fill them, they're going to blow them out. Right? So now I'm too close to the market. And so is this one. See, it's so difficult to sell these. See, now I want to be a buyer here. You would have to get out. Right now I'd be getting out, I swear to God. With real money, if I put a sell limit out there like that, I guarantee you I get the fuck out. Now in the 5 minute you might say, oh no, look, there's divergence on the 5 minute. Or you just sold those new highs, but wow. Now I want to be a buyer here. I could walk away now and feel confident that, okay, no, I'm flat. This looks like a bad order now. I think they're just going to blow off the top, so I want to sell above that now. Above the round's fine. Now, above the round takes you back to the highs from, well, on the 1 hour chart, there's a ledge up here. See this wick here? So that's as close as I can cut it. I'm almost tempted to buy at the market right now. It looks so vicious. But I'm going to just put a buy limit here. If they let me. The price changed by the time I dropped that. Okay. I got filled on my longs. So, okay, I got like, I filled on 2 longs. They finally took that order. Okay, so I'm in like just over a standard lot, and I have a half a standard lot to go into a hedge, lock in a winning trade there. So it would actually take 2 more of these dotted lines on the top to be in a completely winning hedge, and probably not even using any margin. On some brokers, there's no margin usage if you're in a perfect hedge. Okay, so that looks like an easy. Now I don't feel like I'm going to blow up the account. So I get that double the account and sit back, I suppose, is the idea. Make 15 grand with 10 grand and then trade it like just very lightly. Go from risking half the account to risking 0.001% of the account, right? But it's a matter of taste, I suppose. Yeah, the template. It should be in that. It should be in that hightail thing. Under maybe indicators. All I did was take a took this open, high, low, close bar and just made it really fat. Just made the biggest bars I could make inside a MetaTrader, just to over dramatize the range. I mean, I'm just fascinated by the dynamic range of the market. Like, this is a half-hour chart. And look how this thing is so quiet as it drifts up and just climbs out of this hole. And then it has this shearing moment on the top of the tank, and then they shoot its head off. Like, never get out of a tank just because it's quiet. I call this the blow your head off the top of a tank trade. As you triumphantly declare victory of taking out this top, and then they come back and rape your wife. And you come all the way back to this and retest here, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it now. Count on it coming flying back. Count on it you being wrong. That would have been a great scalp up there. Look at that. Look at that sell. Now it's getting all. Look how crazy this British pound gets now. This is the most psycho currency there is the British pound. When this thing starts, before it makes a move, it just, look how vicious these moves. Look at that wick on the 1 minute. Jesus Christ. Look at that hammer. The 1 minute hammer bot is all over that. That's the only good hammer on this whole chart. So this is scary now. Look at the 4 hour chart. You're like, oh yeah, we've seen this one before. Go flying north. Oh, we just picked up another long. So I'm in 1.5 standard lots looking to sell into the top here. And how we just put orders in like this, because these are all going to be good trades. Come on. There's a fib handle here somewhere on the planet. Somewhere it's 5 o'clock, right? That's the drinker's creed is somewhere it's 8 o'clock at night. Somewhere there's a whorehouse open. Somewhere in time. So, and we got this big S. This was the closing Friday, and then you fell out of bed into this ultimate low here, which everybody was aware of this box being like, wow, that'll be deep discount. And you're actually above that right now. If you bought this whole plunge, oh my God. I don't even know if this thing jumped outside of the channel. If you're drawing a channel on closing prices on this particular broker on the 4 hour chart, it looks like you blew the bottom of that channel out right into the, I mean, there's like, that's pretty bad. And then that really doesn't matter. What really matters is the fact that you just had this huge void that we just filled. It goes so deep. Like they just shear that thing down in a Friday. So now we're going to come flying back up. And the scalpers, which I was going to be one of them there, but they never hit my ticket, so I pulled them out. 15-minute chart. The 15-minute guys are waiting until the top of the hour. They'll probably have to buy it. And the people that sold the top of that, I would definitely be getting out. Like if I had got filled up there, I think they would have filled me actually. Right now I'd be short. Because I think I pulled my ticket right off that level. Okay, now I'm looking for the stop punt to here. I want to buy more. The longer we go sideways here, the more bullish it is. Then I'll wait for the 50-minute charts to update here, 7 minutes. Maybe I'll pick up some more tickets here. We'll get a psycho plunge. I mean, this currency is just nutsoid. I mean, this is a crazy. These people are nuts. These British people are nuts. Look at this vicious move here, and debating deleting this ticket now. So fucking bullish. These people don't know how to behave. Well, that's what happens when you outlaw porn. You want to see a Brexit? You don't see this currency move. Yeah, it's not even like the 5-minute traders are like, no, we're buying this pullback right here. It ain't getting no cheaper. Pretty scary on the 5 if you're selling into this. That's too bad that guy got off before the news came out. I want to see him look at the Elliott wave. So we're in just over 2 standard lots now on limit fills. So we're balanced out. If it comes flying up into here, 4 tickets there will put us in a overall winning position. But I will definitely scalp this one out. Each one of these as we get hit, I'm going to scalp out of. And just going to like sell, take profits. Or just take them all off right up to the top of this, or move them up to the top of, what is that, like Thursday's high? So there's this huge void in Thursday. And then here's the stairway to hell, which we will invert and make this the stairway to heaven on the dailies. As we climb out of the, and this is wave 4 for a daily Elliott wave count. I mean, wave 4 is always going to be the drift back, long, pullback. Wave 3 is the biggest wave according to Elliott wave. And this will have to be wave 2 then. So you don't always pull back. People think, oh, it's going to 618 back into the... No, I mean, in the term of consolidation, this is the longest consolidation on the daily British pound. So now the thing is that all the people that run trailing stops here will get triggered, and also it's just starting to fill up into the go for a retest of the high. On the weekly, which you've already taken out the weeklies, you invaded this 50 pip window on the weekly, and it pulled back, and the long-term trend line on the weekly is still holding, and this is getting also smaller volatility lately, right? So this here, although this spike here is quite a pounce up, right? But I guess this was the other trend trade. You kind of had to trust and believe that it was pulling back here to this pause. This is the doji here. And now it's kind of doing this creeper gear, sneaking out of town. But I do think the dollar could be in trouble with all the... I mean, New York can't pay their bills, you know. Once the people start pulling out of New York... And, you know, every town has its canary in a coal mine. I think canary in the coal mine is New York City. So, a bunch of utopianists living there. We've got 4 minutes to the top of the hour, waiting for some type of culmination here on my British pound trade. So the time's ticking, and if there's any more news coming out, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, let me see here if anybody's got a microphone. Other than that guy out of New York, I don't know who he was. I'd have to check my history. I'll put a link in the chat there. You have to scroll up if there's... Let's see. Apparently these are all fresh. Let's see if this works. I don't know if anybody has any audio gear. So we're going north, and I'm kind of afraid they're going to hit my limits now. I just really have a fear of getting swept up in the wrong side of the market here, so I'm going to pluck off. I think the British pound's going to go ripping north, so I'm going to put my order right on the edge of the last of yesterday, because I think they're going to rip this thing up. And I want to be in profits and I can take a loss on that ticket. I hate to ruin my 100% win rate, but I'll do it by order type. So here I have to focus and say, okay, order type is going to be this way. It won't move around on the currency list. I suspect we're going to pop above yesterday's high for a little bit, and I can pick up at least maybe 1 or 2 tickets here and trade against my long position. Yeah. Really? I don't know. I mean, yeah, you got to have, like, I suppose, it's a technological barrier, audio. I know for all the people that are freaking out, I'm always wondering, but hey, look at this guy doing the New York session open. I didn't expect to see that. I notice if I do a search now for forex, just the word forex, and then you just put in the most recent update, and a lot of people out of foreign countries. Is amazing how many people are just. It's always somebody. So I'm in the, if I hit a take all profits key, I could go flat right now, take my $200 and run. So I guess when you have this much money in your trading account, and you're trading this small, I suppose this is kind of small, but we could get clobbered here at any moment. We could be down $1,000 at any moment here. Plenty of exposure to, here's the top of the hour. So I think we're going to go up now. That's the top of the hour. We just locked in. And I don't see many sellers coming in. The 15-minute traders, they didn't even get a pullback, so they're probably pissed off. They got a doji. That's all they got is an inverted hammer on the 15 now. They've been left with an inverted hammer. Not always the best situation. Shooting star. But yeah, that's we're paused here. The 5-minute traders pulled the trigger here. They got a nice thrusty pullback, but looks like we're going to go smashing north now. And it looks like we're going to start coming after all these daily resistance now. Starting off the week on a bullish forging north on the British pound. We're going to take out those curved bananas one at a time now. Here's the ultimate trailing sell limit entry on the daily. If you had a sell limit right there, you probably enjoyed that risk to reward ratio. Look at the ratio here. If you put a sell, you put a buy stop here, you're short off this rooftop in a window of 20 pips, and you write it down for what, 200 pips? That's not a bad ratio. There'll be people selling on that top, so my orders are sitting on the top of that. We'll pluck that off. The high of. So in context of where that lays in the landscape of things, if you go to the 1 hour chart and switch the 1 hour to the daily, 4 hour chart looks a little more easy to focus on. Okay, now I gotta get my finger on the trigger to try to pluck off the short scalp. If we can make it up to here. I got some kind of drama into the close of 2 hours to the close of Europe. And then it'll be, just a waiting game. You could trade every zigzag. You could be on the 5-minute. I think if you were long here, you probably had to take something off the table here as you just made new highs. It's always a trap. I mean, it always looks very bullish when you make new highs, but it's pretty squirrely. It's not too late to put a buy limit here. It's never too late to put a buy limit in. Put some here. I don't know if you could fill, but we could still smash back before we go up. It's just typical behavior. It's Very autistic market. Very, very Tourette's. You got to get some people that give Tourette's therapy, and they'd probably be very good forex traders. They'd be like, yeah, we're used to this. The incorrigible price action. Of course, the weekly has no context right now. I just have this... oh shit, I hit the fucking market button. Oh, the fucking dumbass robots. Okay, we're plunging north. Looks like we're going to make next price pulse. 5-minute charts have updated. Ain't nobody selling on the 5. We're about to take out this top. Take out the high of the day on the British pound. The most vicious, very volatile compared to the euro dollar. This is a brutal market. Just take no prisoner. Okay. Oh, I just sold the CAD. I just bought the CAD apparently. Okay. See, I forgot I put that order in. Now I got a scalp out of that because that's going to be a scalp. It's always a scalp first and then the swings later. I wouldn't think that this CAD, and see, now I'd have to go to the chart. See, you see the problem with trading multiple currency pairs. So I got my finger on the trigger here to, if this thing's up like $10, I figure they're going to smash the dollar today. But at least I've made some money on the pound. But yeah, if this is real money, I mean, I would seriously be sitting here thinking, oh, really? It looks like, and if I'm looking at the CAD right now, which I'm not, but I can tell by my equity going up that the CAD could be an issue. So here's the scalp window on the CAD. If it pops up to here, I'm gonna get out. If it pops up to this last known bottom. So I was very aggressive. I put those tickets very tight in. So that could become a winner in about 20 minutes maybe for a slight scalp. Coming into my next buy ticket. Now I'm getting killed on the pound, which should be good for my dollar trade. Look at the pound. The pound's pulling back. They're stop hunting the poor sucker that he went long on that new high of the day. Uh-oh. He got confirmation entry here. Now they're going to crush him. That could be good for my... so if this thing's up like $10, I'm getting out. I don't want to ruin my perfect record. It could go up now. The way the pound's getting hammered. They usually go opposite. There's a little lag time between them. So, yeah. British pound. Getting ready to pound the world to pieces. Yeah, I could make like $10 here. I'm going to try to do what they say can't be done. Have a 100% win rate. I'm going to defy the statistics. How dare people say stuff like you can't do that? Now, this British pound looks pissed off. One more, they're one more banana jug from just bitch slapping the world. They are discounted. It's 30 cents above the American. Okay, I'm going to take my 80 cents and run. Now I'm going to cancel these other tickets. I'm just too close to the market here. They're going to destroy the dollar against the CAD here. It's going to be ugly. Okay, I'll leave these other guys in. They're not letting me delete it. Okay. So back to the pound story. Now I think I want to delete this thing. I still think this would be a good short up here off the top of the day, off of Thursday's highs. At least I'm in enough currencies. So New Zealand's trapped in a box. So is the Australia. Looks like it's going up. New Zealand should go up too on a daily. I'm going to sell New Zealand as it comes up here into resistance. This is kind of an aggressive entry here, but that's the daily chart. So anything up here I think is a good sell. Anything down here, I put them tighter down here, I think, and looser up on the top because there's so much of a broad vacuum up here. Where down here it's very tight. I mean, this, you can justify every one of these tickets by claiming this is a haul. And see, this one goes way back. It's more fluffy of a top. This is such a solid bottom. This is a spiky top. British pound on the 5-minute. Still trapped in the box here, drifting up creeper gear into the close of the United States markets. Now I'm getting more frightened every time I look at these sell limits up here. But I keep telling myself it's the high of Thursday and we got to have sellers up here. There's got to be sellers above that for the trap. To trap the daily breakout goober. So we're hunting the goobers entries here. It's getting very squirrely now. Here's where you could get that smash back and pick up a few more tickets, which would just be glorious. If I see one more ticket show up, I'm like, oh yeah. See, now you're taking some heat there. It's costing you. There you go. That's what I want to see. The old smash, the old blow out the retail traders orders game. Wow. Look at this beautiful stop hunt in my limits. Guess I should have stayed in that CAD, right? Now the CAD stabilized. I don't know if the CAD went ripping north there. There's the CAD. But look at the punishment they give these retail guys. Oh, you thought you were going to buy it and confirmation up here? Oh, yeah, well, sorry. Just one more thing. This is the Lieutenant Colombo trade. Just one more thing. Do you mind if we go back to the scene of the crime here? The breakout, the original breakout point right there. This 45-minute top. So that's all pure limit entry. I don't think I traded any market orders on here today. I did when I opened the account. I loaded up pretty hard at the bottom. We fell out of bed. Half-hour charts waiting for these to update. So finally the 15-minute traders got their pullback. Look how you retest this and look how you come in and just wipe out this area here where people had their stops. They probably bought here. Look at this beautiful setup. They get in here, they trail their stop to here, and then they come and crush them before this thing can even make it just 2 pips above the high of the day, right near the round number, and then ba-bam. That's what just blows people's minds. They're like, it was such a good setup. It fit all the qualifiers. In fact, my RSI had a good reading here, and geez, wow. Right there, I bought everything. And then just to be on the safe side, I put a stop in here. And when we were up, I just kept rooting for it to blow out the tide of the day, which it kind of did. Kind of fizzled. And now they're just torturing anybody that bought the high of the day. Can we pull it back lower? And of course, we've seen this before where they go after this guy's stop, and you're like, wow. On the 5-minute. Every minute it's below this basement, this 10-minute basement, people are like, God, should I go long? Look how squirrely this currency is. This is the most vicious. This is why curved bananas matter. Look at this thing. Man, They're pulling out of the station, so they came down, chopped off this 10-minute window. Everybody's scalping to here now. You can see them bailing. They're like, oh yeah, that was an easy trade. And they're out. Now I could take one of my tickets off. The one that was the limit here that got filled. And then just then I can go back to my original size so I don't endanger the account, but I don't think I will because I don't think this is like that big a position now. Compared to what I was in earlier, I was risking half the account in the beginning. Okay, so we just have about what do you got here? 40 seconds more to spend in this window. Oh my God, the auction's over, people. So this is like the mini auction inside of the big auction. And if we close here, we'll have a perfect doji center point. Tons of volatility in the last 5 minutes. As soon as the volatility drops down, we'll have an inside bar. We want to get in before that. Unless this is going to keep plunging, or we're just going to blow off the top of this and make this like a huge bar where it's like got a big tail on it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to close down. 5 seconds, we're going to close that candle down there. And people that buy at the end of the end of 5, they just hit the buy market button, or the robot did for them, and we could still go lower now. So here's the new support resistance based on the latest update is the top and bottom of the last 5 minutes. So this everybody's aware of this now, I'm sure. Like who's not aware of that, right? I think most people that are in big are. So that's it. Now we just wait. Pretty boring. We have to wait 2 hours now, or 1 hour. I'm sorry, 45 minutes until we get to 45 minutes until we get to the. They start to wrap it up in London there, and nobody's there to take the other side of the trade. Kind of imbalance. We could order imbalance maybe. Yeah. You can't find where he wins money. I can see during the year he's losing money, and that means what? I think losing money is just standard operating procedure, isn't it? Everybody loses money. The question is, can you make it back? So what is your ratio for losing and ratio for winning? So I can blow this account up, or I can turn this account into $150,000, right? I'm going to buy at the market here. So it looks like we're leaving the station. So I'm going to load up. So here, just let me show you. I'm going to buy real heavy now, but I'm going to scalp out and I'm going to make 5 pips. Watch this. So I just really, now if I was to risk going to $10,000 of risk right now, I could make $5,000 today. I could take this to $30,000. In 2 weeks, I took this to $150,000, $170,000. That's if I went flat and took all my profits, right? But I'm just saying what I've been watching for almost 10 years now. I can trade this live and make, like I said, I would never trade like this with real money because I don't need to make $15,000 a day. I don't need to make $15,000 a day. I don't live like that. You never see me win on a demo. I'm winning on a demo right now. Look it up. Go to FX Blue. I put $10,000 in there last night. Okay. I'm up $15,000. Should I get out or should I keep buying the British pound? So I'll ask you, what is the trade right now in the British pound? Are you a seller or buyer? Let's just imagine in the fantasy of your mind, would you buy the British pound here or you sell it? This is the 5-minute chart. The stocks have been open for 50 minutes. Are you selling the British pound or buying? Because I tell you right now, I'm thinking about taking these sells off the table. I'm going to use these as scalps to go against my long position, but I loaded the wagon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scalp out to do the right thing. I'm going to scalp out of some of this because I don't want to leave this much. Now here's the ones I just pulled the trigger on. Let me take the size down, and I'm going to pull the trigger now on 48K and I'll show you. I'm going to try to make 5 pips. Watch. I put 55 in. It's just easier to double click. So, okay. Is this a good trade? Yeah, of course. Look, I'm going to make money here. Watch. I'm also going to not be able to ride a huge position as we take out the stairway on the daily. So, you ever seen a trade this good? I've never seen a trade this good on the this is the daily. This is wave 4 on a daily. These setups don't come around very often. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to just take my 5 pips and pad the account, right? So I could also walk away from this trade, never get out when it's up 300 pips, and wait 2 years, ride it all the way back down and blow up the account. There's no stops in this account. I have immense amount of pending. So look at the 5-minute chart. So if you didn't buy that psycho pullback, which would have taken some balls for a lot of people to buy this pullback, especially if they had already bought the top of the day, you're going to add to a loser? Most people aren't. They were told not to. Did they have buy limits down here like I just did on a demo? It's just demonstration. I'm not saying to buy the pound. I don't want to get sued like that guy said. So here's an inside bar. Could we not make the call that we knew an inside bar was coming next on the 5-minute, right? Because after this amount of volatility, what's the next thing the market does? It goes to low volatility, right? Right? So, I mean, I don't know. Use your brain, I suppose, all I'm saying. Boosting security. How does that work? Using electricity on that? Do you trade for a living? Yeah. I human traffic for a living. Does that count? I know it's the people that don't. What's your trade today? You're really not buying the British pound right now? Yeah, I don't know. So, what's your trade? Here, get on the Hangout. You got a microphone, or here you got a microphone? Call up and let's have a round. You'll need a microphone. I can't text. Oh, here we go. About to take out the inside bar now to the north. I'm going to buy some more and scalp. This guy's making me want to blow the account up. Don't trigger me. Don't make me out trade you. Don't make me prove that I'm right about the British pound going up today. It is scary to buy here at the top, though. I'll take my 5 pips. I'm not greedy. Yeah, I don't know. So, anyways. Yeah, this is going to take some time. It's going to take an hour and a half to make money here. And the British pound is just so vicious. Take no prisoner. 15-minute traders bought that pullback on the market. They're waiting. We're all waiting. You need a Fibonacci tool to trade this stuff. I mean, just that's the holy grail. You heard that. You heard it from the guy this morning, right? It's the holy grail. Read it and weep. The holy grail of trading is Fibonacci. Everybody knows that. Only serious traders need a play. The amount of, I guess if I didn't care about the 10 grand, my fake or my real 10 grand, like I don't, it depends. The problem with trading is the more you're worried about money, the more you're scared to trade it. Is it Ryan Brown making more than me? Really? Good for him. He's got to make more than me. Have you seen his wife? I bet she's high maintenance. Honey, I bought some more shoes. Okay. Yeah. Range bars. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it distorts time. I think it's a utopian view of market. Tick bars. I think they're really too smoothing. They don't reflect reality. The longer a vacuum forms, the more brutal it is. The longer you have curved bananas, the more they have to straighten. So I just don't. People want to put all these things like market profile, all these. They want to get all fancy, but you know the fact is that the market is moving into a zone or into a price or out of a price, and it's just how do you size the position? How do you time it? You know. So here, the 15-minute chart. We're about to get a low volatility 15-minute bar here. So the drama is going to kick up from here on out because the more we go sideways, the more violent the exit will be of that zone. Right. What is 748? What is 748? All you do is talk. I'm trading right now. You can't see it. What are you doing? That's so important. You don't trade forex? I don't get it. What do you want me to do? I can't do any like what I'm supposed to do. Cartwheels instead of talking. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Is it all right? Okay. Well, I don't have a Discord. You don't have Chrome on your browser? You can't do a Hangout? What trade are you in? How are you making money today? What's the trade? Give me your trade, or give me your setup, or give me your what is your beef? Okay. Don't all speak at once. Don't crash my buffer. Okay, so we got 4 more minutes left. You went long crude oil? Sorry to hear that. When did you go long? Just now or 2 weeks ago? Today? This morning? Where they fill you out? Let's take a look at crude oil. I think I got crude oil on this broker. Market watch. I think I'm showing all the symbols. $56 a barrel. Crushing you now, though. Did you get out in this zone here? This vacuum here? This looks like the place to get the fuck out, right? I would have taken profits there. Looks like a smash, you know. Wow. I mean, if you have deep pockets, you could have bought from this wick all the way down and scaled in. That would have been nice. That looks like the trade to me. Just set it and forget it. Walk away from these limits and set the punishment. In fact, here's where you martingale in and you put more limits here. But since I'm afraid of missing out, I think I'd put my limits here and just take more punishment. And then I just load up heavy here. But I wouldn't want to. The last thing I'd want to do is watch these orders fill. Because I would change my mind maybe. So here's the scalp. See, on the crude oil, say you bought from here on down like this. You see your exit is already come and gone right there. right? I mean, look at this exit. You have to take this into account. That this was the premium place to get out. Was when we came flying back to here. Then the next target would have to be this this pivot. And of course, people do sell off this top for a slight pullback, and then here's the final assault. But yeah, that looks like the party's over for crude. Here comes the dollar cat. See, I should have stayed in that trade. There you go. The jury's still out on the British pound right now. But yeah, the crude oil. So, how did you decide to take that trade? Did you use why are you on a demo? Why am I on demo? Because I'm not trading the crude oil market. I'm not going to show you my account number and all that. Why do you care? Why do you want to see my account? I'm on a demo because do you play guitar at all? Or you're not a guitarist, obviously. Dude, I'm on a demo. I'm on 5 demos. How's that? How you like that? I have 5 guitars. I play scales. I don't play songs every time I pick up my guitar. Do you play songs every time you pick up your guitar? Do you know how to trade? Are you so good at trading you don't experiment? I love people that are like, but you're on a demo. I don't get it. Yeah, because I'm not going to sit here and throw, while I'm sitting here having coffee and bullshitting on the internet, I'm going to sit here and throw all these fucking orders and talk about how to trade the market. That's not professional. I hope you're being sarcastic. I don't think anybody believes I'm professional. I'm very amateur. You know, I'm trading 3 holy grails all at the same time. No, I'm professionally angry, if that counts. I don't. When you say professional, how about I'm an anger expert? I don't know. I guess I take everybody's criticism too hard. But I'm just trying to say that we don't have to trade the way that we don't need moving averages to see that we want to sell up here and we want to buy down here. Do you think that the New Zealand dollar is going to crush the U.S. dollar? Yes, I do. Sir, yes, I do. Okay, I'll sell up here, right? But I'm not going to trade, like I'm not going to write a script that's a 48 standard lot. In other words, I'm not going to put a 48, I'm not going to write a script to do these trades, you know? And I'm also going to say that I'm trying to get a 100% win rate. Let me see you get a 100% win rate on a demo. And this is the contest. Can you take a demo from 10 grand to 100 grand? Okay, real fake money. Let me see you take an account from 10 grand to 100 grand in a month with a 100% win rate. And I bet I could do it. Which means I have to go flat when I'm up on all tickets into Asia session, because when it comes in Asia, that's if I'm up on all the tickets coming into Asia. And it looks like it's time to buy your crude back. If I was going to go long crude, I'd buy right now on this pullback on the half hour, and then I put a buy limit down here like this. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to try. I don't know how to size crude for. I know what a 48K is in the British pound, but I don't know what it is in crude. So if I put a buy limit here in crude, this would make total sense. But I'd still have to have at least 3 tickets in here, and one would have to be a scalp so I could pay for the punishment of the whole trade, you know, that kind of thing. But, so yeah, I don't know. No, I could go flat on the account right now and just go, look at that. I'm just totally a winner. Look at me. And that never trade the account again. And I could actually probably get people to sign up for some fucking, you know, if I really wanted to be like that person, I suppose I could, you know. So yeah, I'm very sensitive. I'm an artist too, so I'm very sensitive. Please don't criticize my, but I do have 100%. I think I got stopped out of one trade because when I started the account, I started with 10 grand last night and I took it to full leverage, like it was flashing red, let's just say. And the broker might have kicked me out of one of my tickets. Okay, so here we are. We look for the British pound to go up now. We're leaving the station, people. And now I'm kind of paranoid about my sell limits up here, but I'm going to leave them in there. I'm going to white knuckle this rally. And it's a very white knuckle thing. I think that's what people want me to see, but trust me, I'm in something here. This is how, and I really am afraid to sell. That's my big psychological issue is I'm afraid that they're going to blow this British pound through my, I have to realize that those will be good scalps, right? I'm selling off the top of the Thursday's high here on sell limits, naked sell limits. They're trying to make wide, they're trying to make narrow turns for your boat. Okay, so let me go to the, I'm going to stay on the daily chart, and I'm going to have my finger on the order type, so when the sells come in, I'm also going to be cashing out of some of this position. I could be in more currency, probably. I think I'm going to buy one more, and then I'm going to put a 5 pip exit here. So I'm just showing how to manually trade it without stops. Really, another thing, trading without stops. I'm looking for a 100% win rate. I'm looking to make the account go to at least 50 grand by the end of the week. So I'll only make 40 grand in 5 days, but I just want to see what it looks like. And then I'll publish that, and I'll just never trade again the rest of my life. And then I'll just go around, claiming that, look at, sign up with me. How do I suck, though? What do you got? What do you got boosting security? What do you got? What's your story? Well, what's your claim to fame here? 1 subscriber. How'd you manage that? Oh, are you a gamer? First shooter? Let's see. Putin plays piano? Is that a conspiracy? Is that real? Boosting. What's boosting? Is that like one of those patches where you kill your family? What is a boost? I thought that was where you put your lace your hands together. Most popular. Oh, what was that? Most popular. Most respected boosting service. Is this like an antenna for your roof?
Hello, my name is Mekelik.
Come on, he's putting me on.
I have created a new website called csgo-boosting.net.
Oh my. Is this the guy that beat up Jesse Smollett?
We have good boosting prices and cheap accounts.
Cheap. We never use cheap. We use inexpensive. We never say cheap. He's not very good at this.
My brother from another mother, Gabin, bought rank boost and
fart jokes just aren't funny, I think.
he really liked it because we are the best website. Go visit csgo-boosting.net.
Okay, so it's like a server? I don't get it. What are the comments like? The best I've ever seen? No comments. I don't know what to say. I'm impressed. Kind of, I guess. Man. You get paid to level people up in games. Okay, they're gamers. Huh. I see. Interesting. Okay, so I'm holding on to this British pound trade, damn it. It's supposed to go up. Yeah, I don't know. Is it real gameplay where you have real money at risk? And I guess that's options trading, right? Man, the 15-minute chart. So we're just about to break out this inside bar. We can't get it done, though. Look at this. We just can't get it done. We're waiting for that bum rush into the top of the hour as London closes. We have the ATR just, the true range of each bar just dropped down here. There's my take profits right on that window. So I'm going to buy one more at the market to just take 5 pips off the table here. Cash something out on the way we leave the station. Yeah, I don't know. Warrior trading. Wow. $5,000 members in what? The warrior trading? Is that the ultimate how to be a good warrior? Psychological training, like they keep smashing you, they keep beating you over the head till you say, "Give me another one." Is that? I think you may have another. Is that the what do they call that? The sorority house or the fraternity house? Some kind of house. That house stuff. I turn the navigator. I have to try to track down my delete all objects here. I think I got carried away drawing boxes. Okay, the market. Let's just let the market be itself here. There's the half-hour view. We've pulled back a little bit. Trend traders are looking for upward continuation. Trend traders are going to tell you that this is an uptrend in the half hour. And you better believe them. Don't go against the trend traders because they know everybody's trend trading. You're really going against the crowd and actually going against everything you've ever learned about trading is trend's your friend, buddy. So I don't know. Gosh, different kind of trollers here than they are in the afternoon session. The morning trollers are pretty vicious, but I don't know. I had to try to have a little tougher skin, as my dad told me years ago. When I was 9 years old, he said, "Gosh, you cry a lot." You know, look left, losses leave clues. So I don't care now. I have no shame in my game. I was born to lose. In for a penny, in for a pound. That looks like the British pound's not done pulling back there. It looks like. Okay, I'm just going to defiantly put limits in here now. I'm going to double up here. I'm going to add to a loser. Fuck them. This isn't even near the size I was trading before when I got the party started here, so let's see. Yeah, look up, look down. So, chickenlittletrading.com. Where's the humor? I mean, everybody's so serious about money. You got to flip a demo though. It's a great feeling. Okay, we're waiting for this clock to. It's the worst kind of. This is why they invented arena football. They're like, we'll put you in a box. That's true range trading, arena football. Here you can only, support and resistance been defined by a wall. That's what they do in Mexico. Put Mexico and just put a big wall around it. Wall it off all the way around, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. You'd really have to take some risk trading, don't you think? Trading is such a difficult thing because you really are saying that I could lose on this trade. You really are having to take risk. Also, psychological risk, because if you spend all that time studying the market and then you make a bad decision, you feel like that might be more painful than losing money. Because losing money is not something that takes much. In other words, that's outside of your control. But what is in your control is how did you get into that position that is now not making money, And if you can do it on the demo, can you do it with real money? Well, I mean, like I said, I would never trade like this with real money without stops like this, because I could be down $5,000 in the next hour, and the question is, do I get out and just walk away with my 10 grand? I put in 10 grand. What is your exit point too? I did on the other account, I did cash out of the euro. And I went flat. So how often are you flat, and how often are you looking to get into a new trade, and how many trades do you have going, how many currency pairs? As soon as you trade more than one currency pair, you're talking about not only having to make good decisions on every other currency pair, it's just, you can see the problem. It's like having too many girlfriends. If they find out about each other, right, it's a problem. And how do you give equal torture to each girlfriend if you have more than one? And same thing with the currency thing. You know, the guy this morning talking about Gartley's and forex is great because you got all these currency pairs, but I don't know. I honestly don't know how people do. I should have stayed in that Canadian dollar. Looks like it's going up. So that was my scalp earlier, but I didn't want to focus on all this stuff at once. Look at this Canadian dollar. I had 2 tickets down there on the 1 hour chart. This was the fill, and that trade's making money still. Look at, they just took out the high here. Which are probably pulling back the New Zealand dollar right now a little bit. A little bit of pullback there, but New Zealand dollar is coming after. We just sheared off all these wicks on the daily. It's the same trade that we're in the British pound right now. It's the same idea. You're going to shear those wicks off, and the sellers are going to come in right here at the very tippy top, and the short scalpers are already up on that trade because they put their orders right on the top of that. I'm going to buy this dollar yen if it plunges here all week. Probably not. Those aren't very big trades. Here's the guy that was long crude. I would have pulled the trigger a half hour ago at the market, and then I'd have buy limits that just kind of got filled maybe at that very that new edge there, and then I would just sit pat with buy limits down here and walk away. Now maybe on the 15 I add, because I'm like, okay, I put a limit here now, and I'm getting closer and closer to the market, right? But we know there's stops here to be hunted on the crude oil. Also, there's stops here. So how many tickets are you going to put in, right? How close are you going to get to the market? Yeah, I mean, the channels is a projection thing. I think people really look at the channels and they say, yeah, I guess full time. Yeah, I'm swing trading it. I'm scalping it. You know, I mean, full time. You mean I'm always in a position? See, this looks like a buy right here with a tight stop, because this is a small body. It's a triangle inside there. So, you know, if you're swing trading, I don't know if you call that full-time trading, because I always think of full-time trading as you're staring at a 15-minute chart scalping it. But if you're just putting in orders like, you could have easily said, I'm going to put a sell limit here in crude oil, and I know my exit's already got to be here, where it comes back into here, and you're out of the trade. You never did another trade, right? You don't have to, you know, every day you could put orders in and walk away. It's not going to make a difference, but I understand if you're going to say that you're staring in front of your chart, you're in the 5-minute chart, and you're like, oh man, I'm going to get in here. You're going to spend 2 hours to accumulate a position during here, and every 5-minute pullback, and you're looking for this pop here, and as soon as it gets to here, you get the fuck out and you walk away. You don't even have to really. Okay, now that would be quite a babysitting job to scalp that, and in the big picture, you can't even see that trade. Like if you go to the 4-hour chart, you're like, where's your trade again? Like, tell me about your full-time trading. So I don't know if you even have to be a full-time trader. In fact, full-time traders, probably don't make as much money as a swing trader, because a swing trader can put in a 500 pip stop, where I guess a full-time, it's like you're trading sessions. So you'd still have to sleep, even if you're a full-time trader where you're trading you could sleep every 3 hours. So I always wonder what they mean by that. There's people that have enough money that they can put in a 100 or 1,000 pip stop, and they can just go into some crazy ass position and make more money than a guy that's sitting there with a 5 pip stop trading 5 standard lots, and his ratio of win is only 60%, but he has a ratio, he's risking 1 to make 4, but he's right 60% of the time, and he's making the same amount of money some guy. So it just depends what your lifestyle is, right? I don't think you'd have to, but if you've ever scalped, the problem is once you scalp, you probably think, well, why don't I just scalp the other currency pairs, and why don't I just sit here all day? Because your ability to your adrenaline, if it's taking adrenaline to trade like that, then you're not going to have any type of ability to execute the trade. Like, when the trade does come around, you're like, oh my god, like really, it's finally moving the way I thought it was going to move. And either you've got, if you're in multiple currency pairs, you've got a margin tied up in another currency pair, and you can't go past your 2% risk limit. But you think this is too good a trade to pass up, so I'm going to get in this trade, and it just goes on forever like that. You can say, well, I feel like I can justify making money because I'm a full-time trader. But what does that mean? You punch it at 8 o'clock in the morning, you punch out at 8 o'clock in the morning? I mean, how do you even define that? Like, so I think everybody could be a full-time trader if you can carry a tablet with you, because no matter where you are, you could actually, if you're at the grocery store, are you not like, okay, so my tequila buddy and I, we would go up to the store and come back, and we were trading a demo account at FXCM, and he was trading real money at FXCM also. And I said, oh my God, we gotta go to the store. We missed that trade. Like, we just go up to the store we've been stalking the market for like 2 fucking hours, and it's like, we come back and we're like, oh, we missed that trade. Now, this is the idea that you're going to shoot the deer as it's walking past the field, when we all know we can place, well, maybe you don't know, you can place traps there, and you can just get in on a limit order, and you don't have to sit there and babysit. I'm going to buy some more British pound here. Looks like we're going to leave the station. So look at how they stop hunted this thing, and I'm going to buy some more. I think they just stop hunted this 30-minute little mini vac down here. I'm going to put my another 5 pip very non-greedy exit here. So I'm going to buy that. And, if you can have the discipline to only buy down bars, then you can accumulate a position in the pullbacks, whatever they are, whatever the market's going to give you. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it, and of course, trading's psychologically demanding, because you really are risking money and your knowledge, right? Why would you put that trade on if you didn't think you're going to be right? Well, you must not know what the fuck you're doing. Go read some more books. And then, of course, look, I'm underwater by like $800 here right now. So I've been building this position here long on the British pound, looking for it to continue. It just took out the high of the day, but this 15-minute chart, a half-hour chart looks like, well, you only had a half hour to pull the trigger here. I mean, the fact of the matter is if you weren't here for this half hour, say you went to the store, you came home, and I would not chase it. Like, if I saw it up here, I wouldn't say, oh, fuck, I'm going to buy here. No fucking way. Because look at the guy that bought up there and he got burned. You just figure that out. And then you say, no, you know what you do? You put in trailing buy limits back here, and every half hour goes by, it is down. If you happen to be here, you pull the trigger, right? And you can always do that on your phone, right? You can trade lightly on your phone and realize you don't have to be in front of your desktop. So that's the other thing is, once I started trading on the tablet, with all the scripts, I noticed I don't have to really work that hard. I can hit a button on my tablet and I could just throw in an array but I'm manually trading this right now. But I could throw in this grid like this, and it could last for a half hour, or it could last for 15 minutes, or it could last for 4 hours. And how deep is that? And which currency pair am I going to focus on? And that's all that would matter. Okay, looks like we're going up here, so I'm just going to scalp into it and use some more margin here. I'm just going to try to make 5 pips. So I'll make $100 as we approach this vacuum on the 30, and I'll be cashing out into that and let the rest go. And then here's my widely spaced sell limits above the high of the day to try to get the pullback. We got like a hour and 6 minutes. And here's where you get this big kind of panic, or the closing of the exchanges over in Europe. And you can see the stampede short squeeze into the close of the session. So, that's just how it is. This is how the markets behave. And the question is, if you've got a button you can press and you can trade at the market with a stop, and you are going to stalk the 5-minute chart, and it's gratifying because you're trading at the market. It's a job you're executing, but there is this thing where you could probably make more money just by on every Sunday night throw your limit orders out there and just put stops on those. And your total risk will ruin the whole week. Every week your total risk. You put the orders out there in multiple currency pairs. Of course, now you're probably not going to scalp on that account, let's hope, because if you start commingling your scalping with your swing trading, now it could be very disorientating. It could really fuck your head up to try to focus like that, right? So, yeah, euro dollar's climaxing up there. Euro dollar's probably coming after the looks like, the euro dollar trade was to sell yesterday's highs. You're up on that trade right now. If you're looking at that trap on the they just took out Friday's highs. It looks like the buyers are coming back. I got the infamous what is this? 5-period moving average. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, it's doing stocks. Yeah, are you just a short-term trader? Are you just trying to be in the market for an hour or 4 hours, or are you going to hold a stock for 2 weeks till it gets to your target? I think that'd be tough, because I don't think, unless you are taking money every week, at the end of the week, if you can take money out of your account, then I guess you feel like you're getting a paycheck, And I think it's tough to be in a trade where you see that you're up and you think, gosh, if I got out right now, of course, like if you're going to wait for one more price pulse that's going to finally hit your target, you have to endure the drawdown on the way to that target. So that's tough. So and the question is, a lot of people that say, okay, so I want to quit my day job and be a full-time trader, then you'd have to ask yourself, how are you going to keep yourself occupied? Because maybe you were making money because you weren't in front of your screen. In other words, how many bad trades did you miss out on? How many bad trades did you miss out on because you were doing something else? Because you were involved in, here we go. I'm getting my rally. Okay. Here, I'm cashing out of the British pound now. So you have to be honest with yourself and say, well, here, look at the top of the hour. Look at this bum rush at the top of the hour. This is pretty brutal. This would be pretty vicious. We've got 10 minutes. We got a half-hour rooftop here we're about to blow out. I'll be cashing out on the way of that. I think I'm going to buy one for good luck here. And I'm just going to buy those and not put any targets on them. So hopefully I can get to about... So I want to buy before the breakout. Okay, so as we break out, I'll be cashing out. and probably take my margin down to like $2,000 or something. But like I said, I want to pad the account, you know. But the thing is that since trading is not consistent income, so say somebody's paying you salary or they're paying you by the hour, so you're thinking, well, if I don't have a day job, I could sit home. Most people that, like when I started trading just 3Ks without a stop, and I just use the account as a stop, right? There's $200 or $300 in there, and then when I wrote the scripts, I started to lose more money because now I was over trading it, right? And actually, a swing trader that rarely gets in wouldn't overtrade it. They wouldn't get sucked into a setup like this on the half hour, right? They wouldn't be able to take advantage of. You see, there's only one pullback on the half hour chart there. You'd actually have to nail that there. And look at people already scalping out. People are already getting out of that trade. I think I just got out. You see that? You see how they just pegged that, my exit? I had to get out there. I didn't have a choice. Now we could go smashing down again. So I just got out of a bunch of exposure. I'm only down to $2,700 of margin now. I only made like $800 on that trade, I think. I made like $400 there. And that was, I tried to make 5 pips. So now the question is, do I put a buy limit here? Are we really going up? Is that the top? Is this the beginning of the first down leg? Is this the time to draw the channels like that guy said in the video? Is it now? Is it now? Okay, so if this is you think it's going to close here, you're going to draw, this is the first opportunity to make this channel argument. Oh, we're going to go down like this. I don't think we're going down. So I'm going to buy here on limits. I think we can still pull back into this range. And so I'm going to put a buy limit right here. I think we could still pull back. If we're going up, we'll probably pull back again. But I could have shorted that, but then I'd be like, okay, if I shorted there, then I'm definitely getting out on something right now. So luckily, not luckily, but I put my targets very shallow and didn't get greedy on that. And now I can afford to, I've also taken that huge drawdown away. And now they're pulling back into my limits again. And here we are, top of the hour. So here's the half hours have just updated. The 1 hours have updated. Everybody's updating at the same time now. And look at that. So I don't know, maybe that's it for the day, but I definitely reduced my exposure margin wise. So yeah, it's I don't know, you know, it's like easier to leg out of your business. So say you were trading if you have a way to place orders and kind of guess what's going to happen during the day, granted, you're not going to be able to get in on a triple bottom because the retest is going to happen. Like, in other words, if you go on this chart and you say, what if I was to be a full-time trader, I could take advantage of, say, a retest entry. So say you bought here. You're like, I bought here and I added here on this pullback. You may not be able to add to that. And if you cashed out of that ticket, you couldn't re-enter because maybe you're driving your kids to school right here, right? This is when just your luck, right? So since you can't be in front of your desktop all the time, you know, if you're driving your kids to school, maybe you hit a button and it drops tickets in an array. Like here. You hit a button and it's going to throw limits in for you. Whatever size you choose. And you know you have this exposure and you know the script. The trade plan is I'm going to buy a plunge of 25 pips for 4 hours. That's your trade plan. Or I'm going to buy a rally for the next 8 hours up here. I'm going to sell a rally for the next 8 hours up here. You just make these trade plans. Now, the way to really do it is to drop them, drag and drop them at precision points, but maybe you could just hit a button that throws them up there because it doesn't matter. In the end, it really kind of doesn't matter how thick. Well, I mean, it does if you start putting in too thick of an order. But I think that's where people lose a lot of money is forcing a trade if they consider themselves, quote, a full-time trader. I just think it's not like a real job. Okay, so here we go. I think we're going up now. I'm going to buy. They blew that that void's been filled, but every on the 1 minute charts, people bought this pullback, right? Because they see that liquidity fill, and now here we go for the big move. So I'm going to buy, get back into a decent size, and I don't think I'm going to put any. I'm not going to put any exits on that. I think I'll just let those go because now I'm not in 4,000. I'm only in this $3,500 of margin. So I like that trade now. I think that's starting to triangulate. I don't see any sellers coming in there, and if they do, I'll just enjoy the pullback even more. A 1 hour pullback, your 1 hour buy signal, so I suppose. And of course, if it comes ripping back here, you know, all the merrier. I think I can handle the drawdown now. So the idea is to make like, I'm going to buy another one. So now I'm going to make my target like 8 pips here. I'll be cashing out along the way. I'm going to go for 12 pips on this this one. I want my exit to be approaching the high of the day. So unfortunately, I'll be cashing out of these things. Because when I look at the daily, I just think, wow, man, this is going to be some kind of crazy Brexit action coming up. It's a long ride up. I just don't, you know, it seems like it. It seems like the more you trade it, the more you make money. But unfortunately, I don't think it works like that in the markets, because the markets usually so I don't know. And of course, that's the whole point of trading, is to work less, right? That's the old work smarter, not harder. But it's more like work harder reduces the risk, because if you put more tickets in an area, it's more work, but it reduces the risk. So working harder reduces the risk. Okay, so we're just down a little bit now. We're looking for this final the final assault coming into the top of the hour into the close of London or Europe. And I'm going to try to scalp out into a retest of the high of the day here. Actually, on the way there, I think my target needs to be like 15 pips, it looks like, to try to tag the high of the day. Even higher than that, we pulled back quite a bit. We're down like 22 pips away from that round number. So round number is going to be the exit. I need to get out like I'll just go for 18 pips so I don't make it too greedy there. Okay, so 18 pips away is the high of the day. And I think I'll wait for this to go. If this goes down 2 pips, I'll buy another one. But the 5-minute chart is a buy. 5 minutes ago, the 5-minute trade plan is to buy every 5-minute pullback. So here you'd be long from the last 5 minutes. We're about to take out that 5-minute bar, so I'm going to buy before we take out the highs of the last 5 minute. And I'm going to put my target at 18 pips. Good old manual trading. At least it holds on to my last target. That's a nice thing about that. And that's why it's hard to trade multiple currency pairs, because now different targets for different pairs. So we need to have a rally here. And we're starting to get a triangle on the 15. Our first trend line. If we close here, we'll have our first trend line we're looking to break. And we got the volatility is drying up, so we got a wedge going here. Some type of strange flag. Okay, so double bottom there. This would be your estimated apex of your triangle to come. The bears are counting on this trend line holding. Doesn't show up on the half hour quite, but on the 5 minute, it's going to be a different trend line. It's going to be like tighter. You're going to be like this. You can see it broke. It's just about to break. So this is the wave 4 inside the wave 4, so to speak. 5 minute wave 4 on top of a big 4-hour wave 4 or daily pullback. Okay, we got to hunt down this stop in the last 5 minutes. I'm going to buy some into that. Trying to make 18 pips, 18.8. Going to cash out at the high of the day. I'm almost back into the same blistering amount of margin. I think we're going to go for it here into the bottom of the hour and then into the top. Hopefully be blowing out the top by the time the top of the hour comes. The guppy. Is the guppy ripping his, I bet. All those pound pairs, okay, wait, so make sure I get the right. All the pounds crushing everything. Looks like, you know. It looks unstoppable. I mean, the pound, the 1 hour pound Australia, I would say everybody's going to bail there. I think the bulls will be getting out there. It's a lot to trade all these pairs. Pound CAD's probably killing everything. Yeah, pound's just killing everything across the board. Not New Zealand too much yet, but okay, I think I'm cashing out on my. We're about to cash out on these guys into the top of the day on the pound. And then we'll just ride out the storm to the north. I'm still going to sell on the high of Thursday. Gets this thing up to like $27,000 here. But sometimes, you know, you start off on a Monday and the market goes all the way to Friday, 200 pips with a couple pullbacks on the 4 hour, and that's it. And it's over. It's crazy. Markets are just nuts. I don't know why they put the pound. The guppy is crammed all the way to the bottom of this broker for some reason. Maybe it's on top here. Yeah. Here we are at the bottom. Under gold for some reason. Oof. It's in the sell window. Yikes. Look at that. Wow. That'll be something to watch that. That's going to be quite the line of contention there. How's the stock market going? Getting hammered? Stocks, wow, the stocks went on a hunt. I think the stock market's done, though. Look at this triple top on the monthly. This is the shoulder. If you're a head and shoulders guy, this is the shoulder and head and shoulder of the stock market. Welcome to socialism. We'll have a Venezuelan 72-hour blackout here. What's the dollar say? Look at the crystal ball. It's looking pretty good here on the daily. It pulled back off the tops. That was the scalp on the daily. Everybody sold that new high. They're all up on that trade. Okay. Looks like I only took one ticket off the table here. Oh, here we go. Come on. British pound's going to try to bring it on home with a home run. It's very squirrely at the border here. Look at the 1 minute chart. People say, can you do a video about the 1 minute chart? I hope you're ready to pull the trigger on every hard 1 minute down. You would have pulled the trigger here a minute ago. You would have bought a minute ago. I'm going to buy late. I'm going to buy late on that one. Look at that 1 minute chart. Look at this wick here. Oh my God. Katie bar the door. What could possibly go wrong? My God, man. It better go up. I'm in a lot of tickets. I still got a limit here. I want to get filled. Okay. The markets are brutal. Take no prisoner. How am I only down $70? I'll make sure I didn't get filled on some other currency I got out there pending. Looks like the guppies had it. It's drifting into this top. It's quite the retracement. Another one of those stop hunts into the lows on the daily. Another reason why it's not worth trading all these British pound pairs, because it's just better to just pick one. I mean, they're all doing the same thing. Stocks have had it. Say bye-bye to capitalism. Cortez is going to shut the trains down. Looks like this is caught in a box, the crude oil trade. Crude oil goes up, dollar goes down. Yeah, still smashing the market around. Okay, I'm buying at the market. We closed down. We're still at that great price. On the 5 minute. Put my targets at the high of the day again. Just above the high of the day. Yeah, so you go long on that guppy? Or did you sell the top of that? Yeah, you're only about how many trades? You're only like 1,000 guppy trades from a Ferrari. You just got to rinse and repeat that same trade. That's the ticket. You'll rinse and repeat. It's like serial trader, psycho trader, can't stop trading. Oh wow! Look at they stop hunted that 5 minute guy. Ouch. So we're waiting to get this account up to another $5,000. We're consolidating in this painful. We need to break this trend line here on close. Rip this trend line out on the 15. That's the trend line to break. The trend's not your friend. Theory of life. So yeah, this is another babysit your equity trade. That's another stressful thing. Who wants to see your equity all the time? So when I was really trading without stops on my phone, I would just turn off the terminal because I didn't want to see my equity. I traded better if I didn't see the equity because I went for trades because they made sense instead of like, can I afford it? But I went back to looking at the equity because I want to figure out what I'm actually making. But I think psychologically, if you don't see the balance, you're going to make different kinds of decisions than if you can. It's going to take forever for this thing to blow out the high of the day. Now that we're consolidating, party's over. Guppy needs to bang a gong and get it on. But yeah, the Guppy's really climaxed, hasn't it? I should move the Guppy down here. Wait. I forgot I can actually drag and drop the pairs inside the bottom here to make them easily accessible. I'm going to throw in this template and hurry up and turn it off. Hurry up and turn off the EA. It's going to try to put a dumbass trade in there. I'm going to plug off these tickets. If I can find them. Okay, these are just like stupid little pre-programmed tickets I got to get rid of. I got to write a template without an EA on top of it. It throws in a pant load of orders there I don't want. There we go, a fresh chart here. So this is my 20 pip template. I'm trying to make the 20 pips. Win or lose 20 pips on the Guppy. So I decided to go with this 1 period moving average on top of a bar because it's just a clean way of looking at the market. It's kind of as simple as it gets. Theory of life. 4-hour chart. Daily chart. So here you can see how much it costs you to buy here. It would cost you about 40 pips to buy here. You need a 40 pips, 60 pips stop on that. And if you fix the scale, you can see how this would have been the ultimate entry window. If the spreads were tight enough on the ask to get in, it's a 20 pip window. And so the question everybody would have is like, what does that trade look like? Are you looking for a engulfing pattern on the 5 minute when you're right here? That's the question, right? Everybody's going to ask, okay, so because they back tested that, right? Well, you got an inverted hammer. There you go. You got an inverted hammer. Did you pull the trigger there? Were you there at that moment? You knew this was the Asian low. You could have put a buy limit in here, but no, you'd rather babysit this thing and pull the trigger here for a pant load, and then you get the retest here, right? Come back and retest Asia. Here we go up into this hole now. We're going north. We're going to cut into here. The place to cash out, I think. Okay, what's my trade doing? Okay, so I'm making money. We're going up now. I'm going to buy again. And I'm going to buy again. I'm very bullish. And I'm going to cash out and take my 18 pips and run on a couple tickets. The Guppy is still going north, I think, into this window as the pound crushes the dollar. But I'd say it's definitely difficult because if you saw this move to here and you're like, I'm staying in that trade, not realizing that they're just clipping this to fill this, this zone gets filled and then they pull it back. But you've moved your stop to here to protect your profits, or maybe even tighter. And you're out of the trade and you don't even know what the fuck happened here, so you didn't even buy here. Because you're looking at your moving averages and it doesn't fit your criteria, so you didn't take the trade. Right? That kind of stuff. I guess this is the trading course right here. This is a sorry. I've already published everything. I'm just saying, what would you, if somebody said you have to trade today, right now, what's the trade? If I put a gun to your head, pick a trade or I'll blow your brains out. I like to play that game. But yeah, the euro probably is going to go up eventually, but right now it's going down. So I'm just looking at the pound, because if I try to make the correlation that, well, the dollar's losing, so I should buy the, I guess here's where I'd buy the Right here I'd buy. I'd be long, I guess, on that stop hunt. But the pound looks like it's just going to rip. So these are my predefined exits, and then I'm just going to let the rest go. And then I'm going to pay attention to this short. Try to scalp out of that, so I'm trying to be fancy and trade both directions. I'm going to click on symbol type so I can be aware of that thing. It's 54K, so it should show up size-wise too. I don't know if I have to have the type S is going to come at the bottom or the top. I'll switch when I see it fill. Now the currency pairs are insane. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's about like, I really would like to take somebody and would it be really funny, you know? Imagine you gave a demo to somebody and it didn't say demo. There's probably a way to get rid of the word demo in there. And then just have them trade it. And they think it's real money and they're like, you sure it's okay? But then, of course, you know, it's really about placing your orders in the morning and kind of figuring, well, they could take out the low of the day. And just having the confidence to put the ticket in there and walk away, I think is all it really would matter. Because you'd already be up on this trade, and surely you could sell like I'm selling here at the top of Thursday. If you had a stop and a take profit connected to all these tickets up here, I think it's totally justifiable to trade like that because you don't have to keep opening a new account. I'm just doing this because I'm not going to spend a bunch of energy on a demo account. I don't think I'd ever go back to trading without stops because I don't want to have to keep adding money to the account. But then, of course, if there's only $1,000 in the account, and every month you start a new $1,000 account, you trade it. And if you can afford $1,000 a month instead of buying another hooker, you know, then you just trade like that. It doesn't. There's not like one. I did think there was when I started. I thought, well, there's only one way to trade, and I must not know how that is, because I would stare at these corn charts and I thought, there's got to be something I'm missing here. And I really didn't know. None of the books explained it, and I thought that their trading methods were just harebrained, laggy shit. I thought, oh my God, I mean, there's a better price than that. Why aren't we getting it at these lower prices? Like, why are we waiting for confirmation? The whole confirmation thing to me is so silly. But the only reason confirmation even exists is because people are using money. It's like saying, well, I mean, surely you've got you put new tires on. Did you align the front end? Well, you don't have to. I mean, if the car hasn't, right, you can kind of, in trading, you can get away with, hopefully you've got a fleet of cars. You got 10 cars and one doesn't have good tires, the other one does. So this is also the reason why people trade one ticket, because they study so hard that they can trade one ticket so well because they can get optimal trade entry on one ticket. But it's practically impossible to call the price within 1/10 of a pip. You're going to call the targets and the entrances on 3 pip. How far is your bullseye off from center? Well, so the argument is, if you're going to fly a plane, you're going to only fly one plane. You better become a fucking good pilot, because you're in one plane, it's your ass. But that's how people trade. Like, oh, I have one plane, I better not hurt it. Oh, I'm risking 2% of all my fuel. Dude, it's hard to manage a fleet of planes. I get it, but how do you win a war? You don't win a war with one fucking gun. And all these war room people, we're in the war room. No, you're not. You're in the utopian fucking one trigger pull Gartley room. One trigger pull, one man, one vote. North Korean trading. Okay, I'm up on every ticket. Should I get out? I could go flat right now. I'm only down on this. My worst trade is down $32, but I don't want to ruin my 100% winning average. Okay, we're marching towards the border, people. We're going after the high of the day. The bananas are going to straighten as soon as we clip these exits. All bananas will come to straighten. They'll instantly straighten. Why don't they, if they thought about like soaking those bananas in Viagra over there to try to straighten them out? Or are they curved too much, or are they not curved enough? What is actually going on in Britain? They spray like a topical ointment they can put on these bananas. So yeah, what did made you going for pip trading? What's the education book, or friend? Oh, you mean the pip? You mean just putting a 20 pip grid up? I don't know. I think just the reality of everything came to life. All those books I read, I kind of thought it was better when I went to a seminar and talked to a real book writer or a trader, and just kind of, had to accept the fact that risk ratios do matter. And just because I have a view of the market doesn't mean that I can afford to take the trade. I guess you have to do the math of how much. And of course, back then, I mean, just to pull the trigger cost you $100. That was before. I mean, just round turn was $100, and there was no instant. You could not see your account real time like you can here. I think forex trading is the safest trading in the world. I can see currently what my account's at, whereas in the old days, you'd have to wait till the end of the day and call up and see what's my balance. You would get a statement mailed to you in the mail. You didn't know what your balance was. So yeah, I needed $500 in my account to trade 5,000 bushels of corn. It was just insane. If trading's fun too. I mean, trading's got to be fun on some level, and that's another reason why I demo traded, just to prove to myself that, I mean, I could trade like this size. I guess I could get used to being down $5,000, down, actually risking the whole account. Risking the whole account just sounds like a really, it's a risk of ruin, samurai. Yeah, that's how you do flip an account, because you just don't give a fuck. I mean, that samurai trader took some account from 500 to like 20 grand, and people were like, they couldn't believe it, but it's only because they've never traded enough to have things line up like that, where you just nail it. Like you just go, oh, I can see, like on the daily British pound here now, imagine you bought, this is a 100 pip window here. Like, so you could have bought today and you'd be up 100 pips right now. If you bought the taking out Sunday's lows, so this morning, if you bought here, well, Sundays, they crushed down into the, take out Friday's low, you're up 100 pips, right? So depending on how big you traded that, you could just get out right now. But here we are. It's the 1 hour pullback. We've had a chance on the 1 hour chart to buy. The only pullback all day long. In the half hour, there was a pullback, and now we're about to creep out and take the half hour bar out. So we should be cashing out of something right now. The bottom of the hour is locked in. We have a inside bar on the half an hour. We're in before the breakout, and now we should be cashing out. Blow off the top there. Tag these counter trend trades up here. Like I said, that's the only trade I can see today that's going to be be able to make some money here and just be done with it. Everything else is going to take forever to set up. Crude oil's leaving the station. So this is the good crude oil trade. So you see here, half hour down on crude, pull the trigger. That's the only pullback on crude. So the dollar's going to get crushed across the board. The guppy's taking out the high of the day. At the same time, the British pound's taking out the high of the day. Go figure, right? So here's going to be some violence here. This window here is going to be insane. We're just about to pop through. It looks like the guppy's a little ahead of the game. And I got the spread indicator here. So the spread will get wide here occasionally. Pretty close to tipping the wire here, I think. into the top of the hour. Then, of course, the question is how much follow through. Now, if I could focus on this currency, I would throw some sell limits in that window, but then I'd have to cash out, you know. You still got to get out of these trades. They're not really not, it's stupid to get in and not get out. I'd have to focus on that. Another thing I really don't want to bother with. But I always trade the demos, even if I'm trading real money at the same time, so I can just keep reminding myself of, well, as far as selling goes, that, you know, I practice selling on the demo. If I'm afraid to sell on the real money, only because I'm a stock trader, so I always buy low, sell high, but I can, I will be selling here actually. This is my exits, so I can do that. But, oh, GML bananas, okay. Well, just, here we go. Going after this rooftop on the 30-minute. So there's no hourly breakout. There's only half hours, and the 15 is about taking out this Williams fractal. We'll be cashing out right there. And I'll be holding all these longs. Not everything's cashing out. Only maybe about 30% of the position here. We got to take out this thing. This is arbitrary 48K. That's another thing. I'm just trading arbitrary size. There's no 2% risk thing going on here. Now here I could get out. I think every ticket's a winner except for this one. I'm underwater on this one ticket here. That's it. It's difficult to be in these positions because this may take another hour to take out the high of the day, and the fact that we popped into here already, there were people cashing out into this half-hour top. So you always want this to happen very quickly because you just want to get out of the trade, take the money and run. Okay, every trade's a winner. I could go flat now. Oh, this should, no, this is $17 under here. I'm sure you could do that stuff. I mean, cash out, 100% winning. I did this, did that. Then have a bunch of people sign up for some trading course, but nobody's going to be able to trade the same way. I don't think. Here we go. So finally cashing out. We expect a bum rush into the top of the hour. Now I have to be careful to get out of these sell limits up here. We should probably be $30,000 as we take out that round number. Go into that round number, cash out. Now we expect this to come flying back. Good old 15-minute chart. The trusty 50-minute chart. That's still taking forever. Okay, so a lot of people, new sellers just came in there. I saw. Wow. The buyback point would be this breakout point here. There's so many people trading different time frames there. Look at that 5-minute trap. It popped up a little bit more. I don't even think I took a ticket off the table there. Such a tight zone. What a tight window. Oh, well, so, yeah, it's just a waiting game again. Like these guys, if you do a forex search now, by most recent update, here's a guy who's becoming a full-time trader. Has anybody seen this guy? Here's what you want, I think. Look at this guy. He's got 11,000 views and he just published this yesterday. He says he's gonna quit his job.
You know, representing Team Take Profits, and I'm here at work, guys. Just wanted to holler at you guys real quick because, as you can see right here, I'm actually
My brother's working at Office Max,
about to
Office Depot.
go talk to my boss and just tell him, you know,
Tell him straight out, go to hell.
I'm saying I'm thinking about quitting or
Oh boy,
going, you know, part-time, like
going rogue.
1 or 2 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Because it's come to the point where, you know, I'm losing money. I'm missing out on money in the forex market coming to work. Believe it or not, guys.
See, now that you may think that's true, but you can only imagine the bad trades you could put on if you have extra time.
So, you know, I have to come into work and I'm seeing big moves that's about to happen. $600, $700, $800 moves, and I'm
About to happen. I'm a standard lot, right? 70 pips.
I gotta miss it because I gotta get ready for work.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I'm about
Is that a real beard or is that the clip-on beard trying to be like Lincoln? What is going on here, people?
talk to him real quick, and I'm gonna record
What's up?
it.
What's up, forex? Can I help you? Yeah, operator's standing by.
You know, I'm gonna record the audio of it, and I'm just doing this just to document my journey. And I know
He's gonna document his another journey documenter. Get some journals. We got somebody document. Can we do like a documentary document? Right?
everybody got something to say, but I just using this platform to document my life, my journey, so my friends and family
Meanwhile, customers banging on the window. Hey, stop documenting your journey here. I need a number 2 pencil, buddy.
can see what I've been through, and then you guys that wanna.
All right, isn't that the problem? My brother, I need a number 2 pencil over here. Step away from your forex world.
Achieve goals and you need a little bit of inspiration, you know what I'm saying?
I need some inspiration. I know what you're saying, brother. I mean, bring it. Show me a guppy trade. I love the guppy. In fact, I got fish at home.
You guys can vibe with it too. So I do this.
I'd be vibing all day long. Dude, that beard is rad. The fact that he shaved his head makes his beard look so more accentuated.
For you guys. I'm about to go in there and talk to
He
him.
rubbed his nose. He's doing cocaine again. Hey, buddy, step away from the mouth pipe and give me a number 2 pencil. A 2.5, because I like it a little bit harder.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I prayed about it. I thought about it. So
My brother's... listen, as long as you're praying about it.
let's see what happens.
Boss man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got a customer, so I was just she printed a whole bunch of copies though. Told her I'll be right back.
He's officially becoming a full-time trader.
Yeah, I was just talking to him. I think I'm gonna go on and pull the trigger, man.
Okay. All right.
The Monday.
Pull the trigger.
That's it.
Okay.
Is that all right? You think
So
whenever you're ready though. I
just
ain't trying-
Mondays. Okay. All right. So you want to go down to 1 day?
No. Just taking off the Monday.
Oh, you just want to take no more Mondays.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're gonna work your Friday,
The
Saturdays,
weekend, yeah.
and then that third Sunday.
But you rotate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that'd be so Friday, like today, Friday, Saturday, and then when you rotate those Sundays to
Just
help out with the
like
company,
a
yeah.
Friday or a Saturday. Yeah.
That's fine. And then what I'm taking off is the Mondays.
Okay.
So that'd be
Can you give me like a? Well, obviously I've already wrote the schedule for next week, but.
Oh, I can do it whenever you want to do it. If I need the 2 weeks, then I do the 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Before it starts.
Okay.
So you let me know when it starts. I just look at the schedule and see when it starts.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to communicate that to you.
Definitely. Yeah. No big.
Sorry. Yeah, I appreciate you,
Yeah.
man.
Anytime. Thanks for giving me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the least I can do.
All right, guys. So as you heard, man, it went well. It was so surprising because I didn't expect it to go that well. I wanted to quit, guys, but I prayed about it and God just put it on my heart to
Do they sell those beards at Office Max? Because I'm telling you, man, that's the hookup. I don't want to culture appropriate, but I think that Lincoln beard is fitting.
talk to the boss. Just take that approach instead of being immature and saying, man, forget y'all, I'm out of here, you know, like most people do. So I didn't want to burn my bridge. I wanted to keep my integrity, but I also wanted to do what was best for me. So as you know, these jobs, You know what I'm saying? They use you up and throw you out when they don't need you no more. I'm not saying that Office Depot would do you like that, but I'm just saying
Office Depot wouldn't do you like that. Office Depot bent me over without lubricant.
like that's the way it is. So in most cases.
Never go full retard at Office Depot.
So you know, I used it as a stepping stool, a stepping stone.
A stepping stool, a stepping stick, a stepping...
And I was always, after work, I was always focusing on my grind. You know what I'm saying? I stopped watching Netflix, all of that stuff, and just started focusing on my grind, guys. And
Netflix is the holy grail of trading. Everybody knows that.
I encourage you guys to focus on your grind. Don't do...
That's got to be a clip-on beard. It's so out of context. Is that a fire hazard, having a beard like that?
You're 9 to 5 and then come home and just watch TV all day, play the game all day, hang out.
Don't drink flaming shots
all night. Focus.
End up like Grizzly Adams.
On your goals. Focus on your dreams. And so I just wanted to be an encourager and inspiration.
He's a good encourager. That's what I could be. Instead of a forex coach or a forex trader, what I could be is a forex encourager. What do you do for a living, son? You fill out your taxes. Occupation, encourager. What does that pay? That's a hard tax bracket.
For all the people that want to go after your dreams, you know what I'm saying? I just want to lead by an example, because God...
How big is this Office Depot? Jesus.
Put me in position to do...
Just keep walking until it hits the wall.
So you guys already know why I do this. I do this so you can become a profitable trader, so you can get your time freedom back and start empowering people that's around you. And so if you like
what I'm talking about,
that, and you about that mission as well, then like this video, comment what your dreams and goals are and that you want to achieve through Forex. And don't forget to subscribe. All right? Let's make this money, baby. Peace.
50 pips a day, watch the money drip.
Wow. Here, sign up with this guy. Pips pay his bills. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. We're coming after the high of the day now. So we cashed out a little bit. We're still looking for our goal of taking out the high of the day in British pounds. We cash out. We ride this bitch into $30,000 into the round number, and we're going to get out and reverse on our little baby scalps. It's baby steps, people. Baby steps. What about Bob? Just think, what about Bob when you go trading? He's very inspirational. I watch him every morning. I'm ready to trade after that. I like that. There you go. That a boy. There you go. Here we go. Here's the half-hour chart ready to take out the high of the day, and the guppy's probably knocking on heaven's door right now. Same story on the guppy. We just, actually the sellers just scalped into that. Probably pull back from that window a little bit. And I think the British pound's picking up the rear, because we've already taken out the high of the day here, but not on the pound yet. So that's another reason why it's hard to trade this, because you would think, oh, this is going to rip up, and then they're not moving in perfect sync, and that's always disappointing. Pips pay my bills. Yo. My brother pays my bills. The Pipologist. I need to change the name of my channel. I'm going to start one of those coaching services like these people have, and it'll be like, I have a degree in Pipology. Certified from the, I'll come up with a fake certificate. Come on. Take me out of this trade already. Look at they won't hit my take profits. These bastards can see my take profits. Not only can they see my stops, they see I want to get out here. And that one lousy ticket, they won't let me out. Another scam. That's because on the 5-minute, we just dipped into this window. People were selling, cashing out there. So I got to wait again. The most creeper gear ride to the high of the day of your life. It's just taking forever, man. Okay, we got 12 minutes at the top of the day. I'm going to call my brother and get some type of moral support. Pips pay my bills. Thank you for watching. No, thank you. You got some thumbs downs. People are pissed. Let's see what he's got for the commentary. What do we got here, people? People are wishing him well. Oh, man, I want to learn this. Look at this guy. Here's an eager. See, if he could just learn that, then he could pips pay my hookers. Jay, just curious. I've been watching your videos for a while, and you seem to know what you're doing in the market. So from a personal standpoint, what lot size would you see yourself trading on a daily basis to say, I never have to work 9-to-5 job ever again? I think trading is even worse than a 9-to-5 job because it's 24/7. I mean, a lot of people think that they would quit their day. You're only working 9-to-5. I mean, phew. As if there's one size you would trade. You would just trade that lot size everywhere you go. Like, I have a bazooka, and everywhere I go, I shoot a bazooka. Really? If a mouse breaks into your house, do you break out a fucking Scud missile or a Stinger missile and take it out and blow out your wall, and now you got to buy a new wall? Great video, bro. In a couple of months from now, you're going to look back at this video and laugh. Go ahead, brother. Can't wait to see you succeed. Look at these well-wishers. James Option. Stop making this company rich. Just leaving. Just leave. Oh yeah. Don't give away your fucking post office skills. Don't let them treat you like a slave. I'm getting ready to do the same thing and make $70,000 a year. Make it happen, brother. So people come up with these numbers. You can make $70,000 in an afternoon and then lose $140,000 in a week. The market's pretty crazy, right? I'm checking on my trade. Okay, we're just not getting anywhere fast. Whoop, whoop. That sounds the sound of freedom. And people think they're free. This is another big misconception. If you're going to trade full time, you're going to babysit this shit. Not only are you not free, your brain's wrapped around 5 currency pairs. Are they going to work out? Are these good trades? Am I doing it right? Am I the right size? Am I over trading? Am I under trading? Yo, I'm super happy for you. Super excited about how God is moving in your life. Maybe I should call God for fucking, like, this is what I'm missing. I think being an atheist, I probably should just see if God can increase the margin levels, increase the leverage in the United States. It only encourages and encourages me to keep going. I'm praying with and for you, brother. What is TGB? This is some type of code talk, like, I don't know. That's not like LBGTS thing, is it? Gladys Knight doesn't pay my bills, just the pips. Oh, Gladys Knight and the pips. Oh, well, that's kind of a boomer joke. The old people's joke. Look at this guy's playing guitar. Stratocaster. For those watching this video, please don't quit your job. Now here's the voice of reason. You can trade with your cell phone. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, I know. Why the fuck are these people? If you can, I go to the store and I'm like, I can't even get people to wait on me because they're on their phone. Like, why aren't you trading on that phone? What are you checking your stupid fucking Facebook shit? You should be placing an order, you dumb fuck. You don't need a laptop. I did 3,000 trades last year on my cell phone. No shit. Keep it coming. I'm going to quit my job and trade full time. What do you fucking work at the bank? I'm managing a hedge fund. Congratulations, bro. Jay, do you dye your beard? That's what I was thinking. It's awfully black. It's like a black, it's sucking the light out of the universe. It's so dark. Not yet. Oh, I see. No gray hair is what I think he's saying. He looks a little young to dye his beard. Pips pay my bills. Well, here's a guy who's bought the party line. He's all in. Jay agrees. Aw. Yo, how tall are you? Yeah, I mean, well, are you including the beard in that measurement? 5'11". I'm proud of you, bro. Excited for you. Keep going. Go get him. Go get him, Tiger. People think the reason traders lose money is the strategies out there. No, it's because the market opens when a trader can't manage risk properly. That's not true. I mean, if you're going to trade when the market opens, okay, but you could put the orders in before because we all know the support and resistance levels, so that's not really a good excuse. Because the risk management should be built into where you put the stops on your pendings. In order to be a successful discretionary trader, you need full, uninterrupted access to the market, and the only way to do that essentially is not to have conflicting calendar days and trading days. This is the best move anyone can do if they want to seriously be a discretionary trader. I just don't think it's necessary. We all know what happens in Asia. The market's deader than a doornail. We all know what happens in London. The question is, do you have the balls to place pending orders? Or are you going to babysit the market and claim you're a discretionary trader and shoot at fucking, try to fly shit out of pepper on a 5-minute chart in Asia? You know, what are you doing? Hey guys, help me take profit something? I don't know what that means. I don't understand text talk, so I like this a lot. Is that a trading joke? A lot? You mean like a standard lot? I love the positivity he's showing. This guy's a trader because he's got a candlestick chart. He's got some well-wishers here. Man, this is awesome, bro. Congrats on taking the next step towards financial freedom. How is it freedom, dude? Now you're a slave to a chart? What a fucking myth. Trading's work, man. Keep doing your thing. I've been trading for a long period of time, but got no positive results. Well, not one? I mean, people say that. I mean, they lost. I can't believe they lost every trade. I think this person's they're exaggerating. I had to make some inquiries concerning this binary option trade before I contacted Mr. Brad Miller. Who's Mr. Brad Miller? Mr. Brad Miller, step up to who have proven to be one of the best account managers. Oh, he's trying to solicit for Brad Miller, who didn't cap his last name. Best account managers out there. Oh, I had somebody put this exact same spam on my thing, and I thought, what an awkward claim that Brad Miller's got his shit together. I have benefited so much from trading with him and got all my debt settled. What is he, a fucking debt consolidator? After you blow up your account, his words motivated me to where there is life, there is hope. Okay, I'm still alive. I can press the button. I wish to introduce my friends to trading as they have so much interest after seeing my profit. You can contact Mr. Brad Miller without a capital last name as he's available on WhatsApp. Okay, can't dial that fast enough. Automatically vote thumbs down on all trading views. They are all shady marketing charlatans and degenerate gamblers. Now this has to go. If I was to be this guy, I would pin this fucking comment. This says it all. They are all shady marketing charlatans and degenerate gamblers, and this is like they're pedophilic. I mean, obviously anybody that's trading forex. He thinks that's funny. I think it's, is he joking? Okay, so epic, man. I don't trade forex. Wait, I don't trade forex. It's interesting. I don't trade forex. It's interesting. I like to learn other side of markets, so I clicked on this. The intro is fire. Is that good? Really salute your courage, Jay. Especially having the courage to film from your place of employment. Jay, what's the best way to get started in Forex? Pull the trigger, open a demo, see if you like getting your ass kicked. Nice intro, bro. How come you have a beard? How come you have more beard than your hair? This is what I'm asking. Fuck trading. Oh, he's just kidding. No, I'm not. I like watching your journey videos. Keep it up. My journey to a bigger beard. It's too funny, huh? Let's see if my trade's making any money. I'm probably getting killed on my short now because I haven't been paying attention. Okay, I'm getting ready to get out of this short. We're taking out the high of the day in the British pound right now, so I got to be very focused, people. I should be at 30 grand now, coming into the top. As soon as we fill on this short, I feel like I want to scalp out. Almost 30 grand. Okay. I get my finger on the cash out ticket on that scalp I should be coming into. So we just took out the high of the day, and the guppy's probably ripping north into the sell window now. Nobody's going to keep those bananas from curving. Okay, about to cash out again into the round number, and then just above we'll be going the other way. And then it's lunchtime, of course, right here. Top of the hour, boom. On clockwork, top of the hour, boom. Okay, man. You got 15 seconds here left. Hitting our target, equity target. Damn. Good thing we got out of some of these tickets. Look at the rejection here. I hate these trades. Come on, just fucking take out the top already. Here, top of the hour, boom. You're done. That's it. Europe's closing. They're wrapping it up in Europe. I'm wishing Jay good luck in his... So I would recommend getting a Windows tablet and just transferring the MT4 to the Windows tablet. Get some double clicks going there. So it's a lot easier to launch a double click because even if you're on the desktop here and you have to go like this and right mouse click and put an order in. You can't do that on a tablet very easily. Well, and put a stop on that. If you drag and drop orders on a tablet, it's near impossible to get any precision because if you here I got a trackball, but on your tablet, if you were to drag a sell order here, you might as well just double click and throw a array up there because you're never going to get any precision. My tablet doesn't respond very well to dragging a ticket over from the list of scripts and dropping it. So here we go. We're looking for, okay, the 1 hour is closed. Here comes the 1 minute traders. There's a pullback right at the top of the hour in the 1 minute. We're looking for a continuation now. Hit the round number and looking for a psycho blast up. This ticket I have to get out of to keep my win rate 100%. But I want to just experiment with selling up here. I'm just so close to the high of the day now. Okay, we're just about to cash out. Boom. Now I have to be aware of this sell. We have exposure up here. Oh, is this a sell here? No, it's no take profit. My last take profit of the day on pre-programmed take profits is right here. Okay, so I dropped the margin down. Everything's a winner as long as we don't come back to below this price here today. We can't take out this support level, otherwise I'll not be up on every ticket. So I could go flat right now. And if it was real money, I wanted to just go get something to eat. I'd probably go flat because if you ever come back from lunch and see the market down here, I don't know if you've ever seen that happen. Whereas you come back from lunch and all of a sudden the market's all the way back here retesting. You're like, fuck. Right? Okay, we just cashed out. Now we have exposure to the sell limits up here. We're totally out of everything that has a predetermined exit. Now I have to hurry up and cash out of this one that's on the top of Thursday's high. I don't know why the goddamn I might delete all objects. It's not on the hotkey. It should be. Okay, so I'm hanging in there until we take out Thursday's high. And I actually have a bunch of tickets up there, so I'm expecting a reaction there in that 50 pip window. Yeah, I mean, I can wake up every 4 hours and look at the market. I can get up, you know, it's like having a friend, a dysfunctional friend, I suppose, the market. I don't know if I get any follow through here. That looks like maybe that's it. What's the guppy say? Guppy's pulling back. All the scalpers are making money. This is your worst trade right now. If you sold up into that hole. Geez, I kind of want to take this order or move it up. So I have to go to here, options, trade, objects. I should have this where I can drag the order. I can use Alt key to move the ticket. So hold down the Alt key. I'm gonna move that up. I'm gonna sell denser above there. I think we're just gonna go up. Okay, so it's like a chess game in that regard. Like the other guy castles down here, which is like, this is the castle. It's like, uh-oh, now there's a bunch of space open on the board. This is the space on the board. I figured there'll be an invasion here. Coming across the border. Probably overshoot the runway here. Go beyond that. And safely sell above that. I'll be in profits into that. Looks like they came back, the bulls came back to the guppy. See this big stop hunt here after that we went up there? So the people that sold there, they have to buy back here. Now here comes the final assault. 5-minute traders on board. There's the pullback on the 5. Now we go into the wild blue yonder north now. Coming after that, anything above, about 10 pips above Friday's high. I keep saying Thursday, but Thursday's way up here. So, yeah. And that's kind of it. I mean, also I could delete all open and pending orders to go flat into the Asia session, which if there's real money in there, I just cash out and then reload if I still think it's a good trade up here. You don't have to ride these out into their you don't have to stay with that trade plan. You can reserve the right to delete that. Okay, this is the final rally of the day to push us over Friday's high. Five-minute view is that this is where people are buying every at the market. Every 5 minutes is down. One last kick through the goalposts of life here. Drop kick me Jesus trade. And that's it. I don't know. There's not much to say. What are you going to do, huh? It's a good thing nobody showed up in the hangout because I wasn't looking at the screen. I invited people in once, and the people showed up, and then they were there, and they went. Well, they're like, "Oh, we're gone." So sorry. Oh, looks like we're gonna finally make it. Here we go. The drop kick me Jesus through the goalposts of the round number. prepared to cash out of that, lock in that winning trade there. 30,000. We made it to the $30,000 mark. So there you go. $20,000 in less than 24 hours. Now, if this is real money, I'd totally go flat and start off with $2,000 in a completely different account, and just sit back and live off your $20,000 and wait for really good setups. You just become very picky. So you could flip an account. You could start off with 1,000, get up to $5,000, and then just go back and take out $4,000 and start off with $1,000 again. Because you just can't live off of one trade. Unless you're that with that SBC thing, the guy that wrote the book, One Good Trade. Okay, you got one good trade, but can you keep on trading this year and make money? Retire the account. Just hold on to the money. Okay, they're eating into my profits here. Sitting here right at the round number, pivoting. Teetering at the round number. The true brutality of these markets is you make a new high for the day and sellers come in. Every time. Every time you make a new high, you make a new low. That's the 1 minute chart. You make a new high and you come back and stomp these people. That's a sad fact of these markets. That's the closing prices. The white line is the closing price, current price. The bar is, I have no opening. I just have the range of every minute and then the closing price. I just put a moving average in there of one period. It doesn't matter if it's simple or exponential. It wouldn't make any difference. So there's no lag. It's the only moving average. I was going to use a 2-period moving average, but it's just too laggy. This way, if it's down in 5 minutes here, if we get a top become a bottom, we can see the top become a bottom. The structured trades live on the 1 minute on the 1 minute chart. On the 1 period moving average, so that's closing prices. So we close here into this top, become a bottom. Buyers should come in here. And structurally, this is your entry. Top become a bottom in time as opposed to wicks. Okay, looks like we're going to make that run. And we need to just keep forging north here. So there's no structure on the 1 minute like there is on the 5. And of course, it was only momentary there. You didn't really get it. It didn't lock in here, but on the 4-hour chart, so you can kind of see, like here's that trap. For instance, if you can perceive this window here and then you close into it, if you're selling at the market, you're going to sell every rally. So you'd sell here, sell there, there. I wouldn't sell this down thing. But look at the low true range here. That's a classic setup. Okay, we just took out the high of the day again. Or about to. So this is quite the retracement on the pound. Looks like the guppy's probably going north like a horror. The guppy's going to move harder than the pound. Here we come we're coming into this window here though. It's critical is the guppy. I suspect people will be selling here and cashing out. They're coming after the high of Friday, which is way up here. It's another 40 pips on the guppy to the high of Friday. So I suspect as we come into the high on Friday and the guppy will be coming into the high of the Friday on the pound. And this is the place I would sell. In fact, I'm about to get filled in the sell limit, so I got to really watch this trade because I want to scalp out of that. I think that I could lose on this, but I'm just waiting for them to hit that ticket and just maybe make $10. I'm definitely going to exit if we come back to here. So that's a trap zone. I could also go flat here, but if I did that, if I cashed out of everything here, so here's the big sellers windows. We just took out the high of Friday, and that's why it's pulling back hard there. So if I take all profits off the table, I've got to delete this ticket. So I'm going to cash out everything right now in that window. I'm going to go flat because I can come back in with tickets beneath that. Look, there's no data, so it's not getting out. Okay, so I'm going to go flat, take my 30 grand. It's filling slow because the broker's not trading. Now I'm going to put buy limits here, right, because we're going to come flying back. If we're going up, we're coming back. So I just went flat there. You had to get out there. I'm sorry. And now I can just put in a very light amount of tickets there. So I actually got 31. I actually got past my target on that. And now I'd come back in like this. There's no way I want to be buying into the seller's window on that. So I could have nailed it a little bit better when we were dipping in that window. It was very quick, you know. Look, you don't have much time to execute that, you know what I mean? The 1 minute chart, so we still got a whole week ahead of us, so I just put a bunch of buy limits in here, and I'll just pick this up on the pullback. So I'm 100% win rate so far on the account because I got out there in that window. You had to. That was I said I'd get out there. I had the sell limits in there. I pulled them because I just don't like to have to manage both sides of that trade. So we took out the high there, and same thing on the guppy. They're probably that's probably the climax move. Although we could drift up here, and of course if I was going to trade the guppy, I'd probably throw some limits in beneath. But I've already got orders here that may be too close to, so I'm going to scatter them like this, and seems like that was the big deal. And you could be short off of that right now, and you're up on that trade, you know. But you see how it hung there. There was no data coming in, so when it hit this close all profits, it hung and it only got out half of the position, and then it finally got out everything. So here's where everybody had their sell limits, and they're up on that trade right now if they didn't get stopped out. So I'll just put in some of these widely spaced limits, looking for some type of pull back down to reality. And these are all my limits stacked up in a 100 pip window. I got sell limits above me, buy limits below. So what do you do the rest of the day? So if you're a full-time trader and you traded until London closes, okay, I get that. If you started here at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you traded 9 hours today, then you go to sleep. So the problem with trading, so if you have a job that's if you work a third shift or whatever, in other words, if you synced your trading to, the market's closed and that stuff, right? Like you don't have to, like it's over now. Volatility's going to dry up. That's an astounding move. Look, it still drift up, but this is an amazing move. Look at this. This is 8 hours, clean up 100 pips. So, you know what I mean? Oh, looks like we just got filled on a limit, so on a buy. Yeah, so yeah, the thing is it's going to take you a long time. It take you a long time to lose and a long time to win on an analog, you know. But at least you feel like you're doing something with your money instead of just they're charging commissions on this broker. but at least you're doing something with your money. It makes you psychologically. So if you have a day job that you go to, at least your money's working for you. If you're a swing trader, you're going to be in the trade for 3 days anyways. Yeah, you should be able to execute. If you work at a place where typically people work 4 hours and they go to lunch, they work 4 hours, they go home. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon is when most brokers update their 4-hour chart. So you just look at the 4-hour chart and go, okay, you know what? If I was looking at this thing and I just went to lunch, I'm going to sell here for some scalps, but sell them, it's above, but buy them, like whatever you can. If you don't have any orders in the market, every 4 hours there's a trade probably. Or there's a place you can see right now. The market has already established this. Like this is already considered to be the bottom that became a top back here. So anybody that traded this bottom's the top, and the market rallies into that, and they rode this down for 100 pips. The question is, did they get in and revert? Did they reverse trade it and buy here all the way back up to there and then dump it? And now that the market had probably calmed down, I'll buy all the way back to here, 50 pips deep tonight if it comes back to here. And I'd also sell if it comes up into this window. But I'll sell wider on the top because I think this space is bigger. This is already written in stone. We've engulfed to here. And in the auction world, this is kind of like the ride's over. I am slightly long. I'm actually going to get out of that trade. So I picked up that ticket there on a limit just by throwing in a limit super tight. But I think it's all become drifty and just a mess now. I don't want to ruin my win rate. I'm trying to make my 100% trading win rate. That's the contest. So this way I don't have to worry about all this nonsense. I got plenty of exposure here. If this pulls back, when stocks close, if we come dipping back into here, but I do think it's just going to keep going up in the daily. Look at these daily wicks that are waiting to get stomped. So here's the big view of the market. In my unhumble opinion, we're just going to keep hunting down all these rooftops here all month long, all week long. Of course, that was a nice scalp there. And if that's the case, we could still pull back 50 pips, so I'd buy into that, and I would still sell all night long or all week long up in here for at least the 20 pip pullbacks. But yeah, that's quite the astounding move here. I mean, that is just amazing. Now, that goes to show you can make a lot of money in a short period of time. But they did retest that area. And this is the problem is that you did make a move to here. And that was about 30 pip move, and then you came back and stomped everybody out before we really took off. Just obliterated everybody's mind there. So yeah, that's how it rolls, I suppose. What else is there, right? There's trading, and then there's the rest of your life. So yeah, I think I'm going to go get some grub there, and I think this is going to drift up. The guppy's on fire. The British pound's pissed off, distorted bananas matter. A lot of people are going to be selling up here on this top of this 1 hour fractal here. But it's just so boring now. And of course, I might just close all open and pendings. I got a thing that can just close all open and pendings here. So if I wanted to go and lock in and not have to worry about anything, say I'm going to take a nap or go out and eat, close all tickets here. No exposure. And there's no stress about having to babysit the market to see if they're going to fill a ticket or what's going to happen. So I just took everything off the table, all exposure. And that's it. There's nothing pending. So there you go. $21,000 in less than 24 hours. There, you could cash out. I'm going to call the broker, see if they'll let me take out my fake pips, my fake pip money. So you don't have to trade. You can just put money in the trading account and be a 100% successful trader. That's too. Never put a trade on. That's the other option. The pound just keeps pounding north. So thanks for coming to the How to Blow Up Your Account show. Good luck with the rest of the week. Should be quite. I suspect we'll be coming down here again. Some type of pullback in order for the British pound. If you want to still go long, there should be another pullback in there somehow. Certainly this is the place to sell up there. Anywhere on the way to there, depending on how many zigzags it takes to get there. But yeah, I don't know. Looks like oil took out the high of the day. That was the place to buy on that half-hour pullback. But then again, look at the sellers just came in at the high of the day again and just crushed everybody's dreams. They sold the high of the day in crude. Yeah, crude oil. Crude oil is probably going to go really far north. Very, very much so. Like, look at this hole on crude. Wow. And I think that these days it's going to take a lot to get it back to this hole. And it's just getting very quiet. And I think a lot of people are going to sell here at $65 a barrel. But now we're just coming into this window. We can still kick back here, but wow, it doesn't look good for the dollar. Australia, people are cashing out on the Australia scalp. And here's even this would be a buy here on the euro dollar. If you were to put your orders in the Asian stop hunt, you'd be long on the euro now. But that's a lot to look at, So, yeah, it's really tough, because people are, the people that shorted that, wow, they're hoping that pulls back. I don't think it is going to pull back until we go a little higher. But that's okay. It's just a demonstration, people. Okay, well, drive reckless and enjoy the weather.